For 123 Martin, double, you found it. Double call out, double shout out. It's extremely busy here. Like, it's hard to explain. Two cars parked like they're fucking assholes. Let me show you. It's just these two cars parked like they're. Look at this. There's a car behind this car, and there are cars. There's the tram. There's an immense amount of trams going on. So I think that there was some blockage or something. So now they're just unblocked. It's like insanely busy over here. But let's hope it's all gonna go good. Hey Badger, hello. Yeah, so let's see, because I might need to move. If these cars don't move, I might need to move. I freaking hate cars. I despise them. They're just like unnecessarily big. They park wherever they want. It's just like, can you just fuck off? Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna try here for a second, and if it doesn't work, we'll move. Me too, says Jake. Yeah, they're kind of annoying. Mashed potatoes today. I don't really like mashed potatoes. I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't know. It's the consistency. Potatoes are good, like roasted, or some form of crunchiness to them. At least a little bit. And most people don't know how to drive responsibly. Oh, Jake, 100%. Like it's insane. Like the amount of quote-unquote good drivers is too small. Hey, it's just nice to see you here. No injustice lasts forever is here. I gotta go. You don't like them? Who do I don't like? Vegan should be pronounced with a soft G as it comes from the word vegetables. I really don't like that word though, vegan. I think it's a silly word. Indeed, it does remind people of food. But at the end of the day, we gotta discuss it that way. You gotta go. I'm sorry you have to go. No injustice lasts forever. See you later, I guess. I removed some of the moderators. I think there's only like 3 moderators now. Tone, Martin, and David. And I think Linda, so 4. But that's it. I removed everyone else. There were a lot of moderators there, and I did a little bit of cleanup in my YouTube channel. So we'll see. Hi, do you want to have a conversation?
Sorry?
Do you want to have a conversation with me?
Yes.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Live?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. In English?
Yeah, in English, please.
Okay.
Yeah, because my YouTube channel is in English. Do you want to come here so that you're in view?
Yeah, how long does it take?
How long do you have?
Well, 4 minutes, 4.5.
Chip, what's your name?
My name is Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Yeah.
I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to fight for animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of animals?
All animals. How do you feel about animals?
Human being, or do you see humans also?
Humans are animals. I guess I do mean non-human animals specifically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about animals? Do you think they deserve moral consideration?
As the current situation, well, that depends. Sometimes I think they are just treated like children and it's too much. And sometimes I think it's way too less that people care about them.
So when you say they're treated like children, do you mean that they're like we make decisions for them?
Yeah, as well, but also, well, for example, we have a dog.
Yeah.
And the dog was last week really sick.
Yeah.
So we had to, we went to the vet and they said to us, the dog will cost, we do an echo, we'll do all kinds of stuff and it will cost you, well, more than €1,000.
Yeah.
But I'm old-fashioned, so I come from the countryside and I was like, what, an echo for a dog and €1,000 for one dog?
Yeah.
I think that's exaggerated. Although I love the dog very much.
You mean like the price is exaggerated?
Yeah, the price is exaggerated, but also that's life. Sometimes you have to say goodbye to things. When
they're not a thing,
in
are
a
they?
natural, when it goes
They're an
in.
individual, not a thing, are they?
What?
They're an individual, not a thing.
No, you have. No, that's life. I mean, sometimes you have to say goodbye to well, things in life.
Yeah. So if they were a child, would you have thought the same, that it's a bit much?
No, then I would of course pay. But it is the same principle. It is really strange that here in the West we give a lot of money for one person's life, and then for people who live 1,000 kilometers away, we don't care even.
It's everywhere. It's not necessarily just here in the West. But like, I'm trying to understand because you see, I'm here to speak about animal exploitation, right? The way we treat animals, for example, for farming, for I don't know, for
Yeah.
eating, for wearing their skin, all
Skin,
this kind of stuff.
yeah.
Do you think it's fair that we choose to do this to them? There's no necessity for it.
Okay, well, if there's not, it could be, well, I think every human being should treat it respectfully, and not every.
Would it be respectful if we choose to farm them?
Yeah, for me, I don't mind to.
So if we farmed you, it would be respectful? Because
well,
you said for you.
we are farmed in a way, yeah.
Well, is anybody controlling your breeding process or your death process? Is anybody going to kill you whenever they want to? Because they want to taste your flesh?
Oh yeah, you mean? Yeah, sorry, my English is not good enough.
That's
I
okay.
thought you said by farming the just for not for eat. Oh, this is too much, too difficult.
Well, it's
for me.
farming. We farm them for a lot of reasons. We farm them to eat them. We farm them to wear their skin. We farm them sometimes simply just because we can. Like especially here in the Netherlands, there's farmers who farm animals just to show dominance over other farmers. Like we put animals so little that we say it's okay to bring you into existence, use you, and kill you, just to show that I'm better than other people.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
You don't know if it's okay? If it happened to you, would it be okay?
No, I don't know. When you ask me, it's not okay, of course.
And
but
did you reach this conclusion that it's not okay because it's like something
but
that
do
you
you
learned
want?
in school?
But do
or-
you want a conversation, or do you just want to make your point?
No, I see that you're trying to go, so I'm trying to explain to you something, right? So in order for me to respect the time that you have, I'm trying to get you to the point that I'm trying to explain because you haven't gotten to that point yet, right? Because the reality is, where exactly is the difference between you and any other animal that would justify forcing them into a slaughterhouse, but not you?
Okay. I'm going to think about it. Thank you very much for this
Okay?
conversation.
While you think, do you think it's okay to force other animals into slaughterhouses?
Well, again, I'm going to think about that.
And while you do that, do you think it's okay to force them into slaughterhouses?
Bye. Good luck.
Okay, well, maybe don't force them into slaughterhouses because they deserve to live just as much as you do.
Okay.
Don't be rude, let her go. She can always go, she left, literally. Hello, everyone, welcome to the stream. Here we go, we're back at it. I see the nonsense excuses in the chat have started. Life eats life, welcome to the world. Nah, bruh, it's not like that. You wouldn't accept that as a justification if somebody used you. I think what I require out of everyone who's right here, right now on the stream, and I appreciate you for being here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Neil. I appreciate you for being here. What I ask of you is to open your mind and not succumb to this position where maybe your ego is hurt, maybe you realize that what you're doing is wrong and you have to lash out. Maybe just try to think a little bit for yourself. Maybe try to challenge yourself a little bit. This is what we're doing today. I understand it's April 1st and a lot of people think that we're doing pranks or whatever. I hate pranks. I don't like them. I think they're stupid. We're here to get people to think. So if your goal is to come in here and say some nonsense that we've heard before plenty of times, like life is to choose to be, oh no, that's good, carnivores, omnivore, wait, let's see, I love steak, for example, this person, right? This argument, like literally, that's something that we hear at least once every 5 minutes in a stream like this. So maybe challenge yourself instead of just spouting out nonsense. Maybe just challenge yourself to think a little bit before you talk or before you type. Because this is the whole point of this, to just challenge you to think. I don't know where you are, I don't know who you are, so Even if you're triggered by anything I say or something, you'll just realize that nothing you can do but get your emotions in check and try to think about what it is that I'm saying. Because it's the words that are coming out of my mouth that matters, not who I am as an individual. You are so smart. I don't think that I am so smart. It's pretty average. Maybe a little bit better than average, but just not that much. There's far more intelligent people than me. But appreciate it. Ribs good too. Yeah, see? I'm a smart vegan. Yes, you are, yes. Ribs good too. Yeah, you might like it, but you can eat plant-based ribs. You can eat plant-based meat. The whole point of it is not what you like to put in your mouth. I understand that. You only want to consider about your perspective, but you have to think a little bit about the victim's perspective also. And animals are victims of your choices. If you choose to eat, for example, ribs, an innocent animal has to lose those ribs so that you can eat them. It's as simple as that. An innocent animal has to lose those ribs. And they didn't want that. Just like you don't want your ribs to be taken away from you. You don't want to be killed and so that your ribs are taken by somebody who, oh, you know what, I'm just going to take your ribs. No. Okay? Pathetic loser. Yeah, there are. I also think it's kind of a pathetic loser position to think it's okay to exploit and slaughter sentient beings simply out of pleasure. In fact, a lot of the times when we see people harming animals in videos online or anything, we call those people that are harming the animals pathetic losers. But then we turn around and we pay for animals to be harmed so that we can put their flesh in our mouth when there is absolutely no need for it. We do it simply because we've always done it or because we like the taste of it. No, that's not really okay, is it? So let's not do that. That's what I'm saying. You gonna have a conversation about animals? Look at cutie dog. Then why don't you advocate for anti-war instead? Because for anti-war, why would I tell people? Would I tell somebody on the street, don't pay for war? If there was a solution against war that I could advocate for, I would advocate for that, right? But this is you wanna have a conversation? But this is a pretty simple solution to accomplish, isn't it? You just stop exploiting innocent animals. You just choose a different product. And in doing so, animals are no longer exploited, abused, and slaughtered for you. It's pretty simple. Wasting your life? First of all, I'm not. But second, even if I were, it's my life to be wasted, if that's what you think. And that's also the argument that we're trying to make, Everyone deserves to live, everyone has their life, and they don't deserve to be exploited, abused, or slaughtered for anybody else or for anybody else's taste pleasure. For convenience, none of that is justified, let's face it. We wouldn't want it. If we were in the victim's position, we wouldn't accept it as a justification. Oh, I want some, it's okay, bro. Yeah, kill me. I know you really want to eat my flesh, therefore it's okay. No. How jobless are you? I'm pretty jobful. In fact, I've been working up until this time. Came here, gonna do this, I'm gonna go back to work. Well, no, I'm gonna meet a friend. I'm gonna work tomorrow the whole day. Okay, so it's my decision to eat meat, don't try to turn me vegan. Well, Monster Prime, I don't have a problem if you choose to eat your own meat. For example, if you want to cut your own leg and eat it, I don't have a problem with that. If if your parents die and you want to eat their flesh and they consented to it, I wouldn't oppose that. You have all that for you, you do you. But when you choose to buy an animal product, you choose to bring an animal has to be brought into existence, exploited and slaughtered for you. So when you say leave me alone to eat my meat, you're actually saying leave me alone so that I can demand the exploitation and slaughter of a sentient being, also that I can get some form of taste pleasure out of it. And no, that's the whole thing about it. No, because again, this doesn't only concern you, there's victims of your choices. So, if there weren't victims, I wouldn't care. I don't really care what you do in your day. You wanna have a conversation? Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Do you speak Dutch?
It's in English.
It's in English, sure, yeah. Why not?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you what the hell those are because I'm very curious.
Stickers.
Stickers?
I'm just working.
You wanna come here so that you're in view?
What?
Stickers for what?
Just some promotional thing that I'm doing. I'm not don't work for this company. I work for the company that does the advertising.
Okay. And you just stick them on the poles and stuff?
Exactly.
What's your name? I'm Chip.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
Jesse.
Here, take one. This is for, they're looking for a really bad photographer because they want to prove that you cannot take bad pictures of Iceland.
They're looking for a really bad photographer. Wait, do they pay for like
10-day
going
trip
to Iceland and?
They pay and it's all expenses included. And
Fuck,
stuff.
I might use this.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's one of the better campaigns I've been doing lately.
That's a cool one.
Yeah.
So Jesse, I'm an animal rights. I'll put it here, I guess, and I'll move it later. I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I love them. I'm a
love 'em.
vegetarian.
You're vegetarian.
Yeah.
Are you vegetarian because of the animals?
Yeah, I mean it's complex. I have a principle that I do not eat animals that I'm not comfortable killing with,
Yeah.
and like I'm not comfortable killing with actually any animals. Sometimes I eat fish. I've pulled fish out of the ocean myself, and then cut the meat and everything. I've even helped out like at a farm, slaughtering chickens and all these kind of things.
But you could, in theory, become comfortable killing and eating even humans, right? Like if you're desensitized enough and you do it long enough, you will at some point may become comfortable doing it, right?
It's also an ethics question, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. What's the ethics of it? Like, for example, when you say you eat fish, what's the ethics? What's the ethical reason for saying it's okay to asphyxiate this individual to death, knowing that I could always choose something else?
Ethically, it's wrong, of course, all of it. But of course, there is that part of nature being nature.
Yeah.
Animals eat each other.
Yeah.
I think in human life, it's a luxury, so we can afford not to.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's a luxury to do it because it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's a luxury to eat animals. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And also, but the thing is, like for me, I've thought about it. Like, why not a cow, and why is a chicken easier, and why then a fish is like okay. It's I think because sort of like you get disconnected with the animal the further it's away from you.
Yeah.
Like a cow is a big mammal. A chicken lays eggs and it's small and has feathers, and a fish like it lives in a completely different world than I do, right? So it's sort of like you get this emotional disconnect that makes it easier.
Yeah, but cognitively you understand it, right? Like
Yeah.
I understand the disconnect that like the difference between cognitive empathy and effective empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So effective empathy essentially means that if you're walking on the street and you're seeing a hurt animal, you're gonna be you're gonna be feeling for that animal. You're gonna be like, wait, but I don't want that animal to be hurt. But then if they're disconnected from you, you might be like not feeling anything at all. But cognitively you would still understand that they feel and that they don't want that to happen to them,
But that's
right?
the difference between rational thinking and emotional thinking, right?
Exactly.
And those are very different.
So when we make these kind of decisions that have a victim behind them, don't you think we should be using our rational side and not our emotional side?
Yeah, of course, but like everybody's a hypocrite, right?
Well, depends, right? Like if you're a hypocrite, you should always work on yourself on no longer being a hypocrite, I would say, right?
Of course, but I think the first step is also accepting that everybody has hypocritical tendencies.
Because the thing is, when we say everybody's a hypocrite, we're not saying I'm a hypocrite and it's bad.
No.
We're saying I'm a hypocrite and it's okay because everyone else is a hypocrite.
No, that's not what I'm
Well,
saying.
then everyone being a hypocrite doesn't really matter as long as we're hypocrites, does it?
Well, no, because a lot of people say I'm not a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And therefore they are sort of like neglecting a part of themselves, which is actually very true.
Sure.
And I think the way to become a better person is by firstly accepting that we all have hypocritic tendencies. Like for instance,
Yeah, but we're already talking about the majority, right? Now we're talking about this idea that, because what I'm trying to understand is, do you understand the responsibility you have for these
of course.
individuals? Do you know,
course.
for example, what happens to dairy farms? Because I sit in front of this cheese store. Do you know what happens to dairy farms?
Yeah. I know, like the stremsel. I don't know what it comes from a cow's stomach.
Yeah.
To make the cheese curd.
Oh, that's not.
All these kind of
That's no
things.
longer used anymore. But like.
Oh yeah, they still use it. Like they have vegetarian substitutes, but still, like most of the cheese is made with the originals.
But that's not necessarily the point, right? Like, sure, there's that, but
Mm-hmm.
do you know like why a cow produces milk in the first place?
Yeah, because it has cows, and then the cows are taken away, and then they take the milk. Yeah.
So you know all of that,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
And you still choose to buy these products?
No, I drink oat milk.
You drink oat milk, so you don't eat cheese also.
No, cheese is a guilty pleasure.
But you see?
But it's like the thing is because of course you can be 100% like that, and I feel that is how you want to be.
But you're 100% respecting human rights, are you not?
Well, am I?
Are you? Are you not? I'm asking you.
I'm not sure actually, because like for instance, I got these shoes. I didn't buy them.
Yeah, but
those are
you're not
probably made in a
knowingly
sweatshop.
violating their rights, are you? Like, for instance, when it comes to the shoes, if you're presented with the option between these shoes have sweatshop workers, these shoes don't, would you choose the shoes that have the sweatshop workers?
No, I wouldn't. On the
So
other
you
hand,
see,
the
in this
problem
situation, you do have an option to not exploit animals, which is don't eat the cheese. Take the plant-based cheese, which you do have plenty of today, right?
is, I know, but like I said, it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, but how does that justify the exploitation and slaughter of these innocent animals?
Well, it's all about measurements, I think. Like if you every so often eat a piece of cheese.
How
or
is it justified towards
every-
the animal?
Well, it isn't completely, but my problem is the industry. Like if animals have a decent life,
But who gives them the money?
the consumer. But I'm
You.
not eating cheese every day. Oh, now, but don't play the blame game with me because
It's not a blame game, but you are
No.
responsible for the exploitation of these individuals. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, I understand that, but I think like now you're sort of making me, trying to make me feel like there is sort of like such a black and white world in this.
There is for you because it's pretty simple. You
Not
are
for you.
presented, and for me also, yes. But you are presented with a choice between exploiting an innocent animal and not, and you're choosing the one that exploits an innocent animal, and you're calling it gray because you only do it once per week. But if instead of the animal there was a human and you had the same choice, you wouldn't call it gray anymore. You would say that that's simply a bad choice. So why don't you call this one a bad choice?
I could call it a bad choice. I just choose not to.
Yeah, but you choose not to. But you're aware that it is a bad choice. You're aware that it is an immoral choice.
No, I think it's actually like I think like making it so black and white is just going to create like more polarization, and I don't believe in polarization.
So should human rights be treated the same way? Like we shouldn't
no,
treat them
it's
black
not
and
black
white?
and white like that.
Okay, so when it comes to human rights, when it comes to the sneakers that we just established, that you have in front of you some shoes that were made with slave work, and some shoes that were not made with slave work, then it's not black and white whether I choose the one with slave work, right? Like it might be okay. It's
no,
gray.
I meant the same black and white. It's not so black and white as in that you can compare the two exactly the same way.
Well, I
believe.
can compare human rights to animal rights in exactly the same way because
Okay,
every
I got a
individual,
question for you.
because every single individual, whether they are human or non-human, they deserve to live for the same reason. They value their experience of life. It's not because they're a certain species that they deserve to live. It's because they value their experience of life. So it doesn't matter what species they're born in.
Okay, cool. Do you ever swap a mosquito?
I do if they're attacking me. Yeah.
Well, they're not attacking you. They're just getting food.
Yeah. So for example, if a human
So-
being, let me explain this way. If a human being comes in my house, I'm going to try to take them out. If the human being doesn't want to leave, I might have to resort to violence so that I can take them out of my house.
Yeah,
if
but-
an animal enters my house,
Yeah.
I will try to take them out. If they don't want to leave, I may have to resort to violence to take them out. It's the same thing for a mosquito. If a mosquito enters my house, I will try to take them out. If they don't leave, I will resort to violence. And it's in the same matter, absolutely the same matter, I wouldn't go outside just killing mosquitoes just because I have a
Mosquito
problem.
is not being violent. Mosquito is just trying to eat, right?
Yeah, but that's exactly it. I have the right to defend myself. You have the right to defend yourself. So an animal is attacking you, if an animal is trying to bite you, even if that doesn't kill you, you have the right to defend yourself.
just a mild
The
discomfort.
position, well, no, because the position is fairly clear. The position is, first of all, it's not a mild discomfort. Mosquitoes are the most dangerous animals in the world for animals statistically. And second of all, as I just explained to you, if I'm bit outside, I'm not going to go around trying to find the mosquito and be like, oh, fuck you. If I find them biting me, I might swap them. But otherwise, I'm not just going to go around trying to kill mosquitoes because they might bite me outside. If they're in my house, then I try to take them out, just as I would a human, just as I would an animal. So how is that a justification? I try to understand because this is a situation where they're invading my space. How is that a justification for bringing animals into existence, exploiting them, enslaving them, and then killing them for something you don't need?
No, it's not justified, and I understand your point of view. I respect it.
Yeah.
I'm saying, in a world where, like so many places I've been, there's only meat.
But you live in Amsterdam.
Oh.
You buy these products in Amsterdam. You can't say, oh, if I go to this place, I can't. Therefore,
Let me
I will
finish,
do it
please.
today.
Because you're
Okay.
only making your point. You said it's a social experiment, and that's what come talk to me.
Sure.
But actually, I'm just listening to your message.
Sure. Let's
to
not
the
meta.
world.
Let's talk to the message because I hate meta discussions.
No. But so, what's the social experiment?
Well, you said you love animals while at the same time you pay for them to be exploited and slaughtered, right? That's a contradiction.
I only eat fish and sometimes cheese.
So
and
it is a
fish is like
contradiction.
maybe once a month.
So you think it's okay to exploit and slaughter or to kill
No,
baby
I'm a hypocrite.
animals? Yeah.
I said that,
Yeah,
and I'm
but-
working on it.
Yeah. So what's keeping you from stopping?
I don't know, habit, I guess, a bit of pleasure. You know, we all do things out of habit and pleasure that aren't necessarily good for the world.
Yeah, but you see,
But
you see, the thing about it is like when
Okay,
you
but tell me, where did your clothes come from? Are they new or secondhand?
oh, these are, first of all, most of them are secondhand.
Okay,
and
great.
second, this is,
Doing very well then.
I think this is like 8 years old. Yeah, I try to look after all this, man.
Yeah.
But this isn't the point, right? Like, this isn't, like, even if my clothes were new,
Mm-hmm.
me being a fucking hypocrite does not justify you being a hypocrite in regards to this issue, right? Like, if I was an asshole regarding to any other issue, for example, if I was a fucking misogynist,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't mean that, okay, well, if I fight for animal rights, all of a sudden you are entitled to go ahead and exploit animals. It doesn't work that way. You don't just listen to the message, like, you don't listen to the message based on the person that's saying the message. You listen to the actual message and judge the message. And the message is, you're in a position right now where you're exploiting innocent animals. You know that you're doing something wrong and you can change. And I'm here to fight for their life, for their experience, because it's not like whatever we think we go through, even the absolute worst type of human exploitation on this planet right now, doesn't even bear to comparison with what one single animal goes through on the best farm in the world. Like, they all just get exploited to death. No human gets exploited to death in this world.
I don't agree. There are actually farms where there are being treated well and actually
They get
have a good
exploited to
life.
death. No, all of them get killed when the farmer can no longer use them.
That is true.
There's
is
no
true.
human being that has that. You get killed when you're no longer useful.
Yeah.
None of them have
Yeah,
that.
I guess that's sort of like an evolutionary state we were an apex predator, right?
Let's
So
not.
that-
But you see, the problem is when I bring up all these points, you admit that they're wrong, but then you also try to justify them at the same time, right?
Well, I'm not trying to justify. I'm just saying, like, cognitively, you're right, but the world doesn't work only cognitively.
No, but I don't care
And
how
I
the
agree
world
with
works.
you. And I'll take everything you said. I'll take it in my head. I'll think about it, and you'll probably like have planted a seed in me.
Well, the thing
But-
about it is I can't control what you do. I'm just trying to
No.
explain to you that
And
it
you-
doesn't matter how the world works, right?
you-
What matters is what we do with it. Because if we always just take for, well, this is how the world is, then women would have never gotten rights, slavery would have never been established and abolished, and every
Abolished,
single
yeah.
abolished, and every single form of injustice would just continue because we would just say, well, that's just how the world works.
But is
right?
slavery abolished?
Well, to some extent, yes, I understand that in the U.S. there still is this mentality.
It's very like in the dark at the moment. Like
Sure,
it's still
steps,
there.
but steps have been made. Like, you can't compare what is now to what it was before, right? Like,
Yeah,
at least we can say it's
of
made
course.
in a better
Well, maybe it's
way.
even worse. I think.
I wouldn't
actually.
say it's worse.
Well, yeah, if you look at what's happening in Africa and China. But
don't
anyway,
know enough about
my
that.
point is the world is so complex that it's very hard to put like a black and white just line in the sand and say this is how it is. And
But
that's
it is
all.
in
And
this situation.
cognitively, yeah, if you make it that way, it works.
But
So you're-
cognitively is because that's how it describes reality.
Dude,
In reality, it
Dude,
is this
dude,
way.
dude,
You just
dude.
want to say it feels.
you made your
differently.
point. I understand. I respect your opinion. I respect your way of thinking about it. I said you have planted a seed. I will think about it. I'm just telling you how I see it, and you don't need to repeat yourself.
But you see it black and white yourself.
Nope. No, I see.
Is
I
it
see
good or
tints of
is it
red.
bad that we choose to exploit an innocent animal for something we don't need?
Cognitively, it's bad.
There
On
you
the
go.
other
So you
hand,
see it as
on the
bad.
other hand, if, like, for instance, a family raises a goat and like, you know, has almost no food and eventually slaughters it to feed the whole family for winter, is it that bad? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you're not. You see, you've already
So it's
created a
different.
situation of
Yeah,
necessity
because I'm saying
no,
it's
no, no. Wait a
complex.
minute. Wait,
And
no, because my whole point from the beginning has been a lack of necessity, and you created a situation that doesn't exist. It's a situation where there's a necessity.
Oh, that does definitely exist in
Yeah.
parts of the world.
Perfect,
Not
but
here.
it doesn't exist for you, not for everyone else, right? Like, not for everyone who's walking around on this street. There's no necessity to exploit or slaughter animals, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is obviously in a situation of necessity, the people who crashed in the Andes ended up cannibalizing and eating other humans. In situations of necessity, you might do horrific things to survive,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't justify you doing horrific things in situations when there is no necessity simply because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And you saying that it's black and white cognitively means exactly that, because cognitively means, yes, we think about it, we describe the world, and describing the world, it is indeed black the way we describe the world,
Mm-hmm.
but I see it as gray because I feel as if it's gray, because empathetically I don't really empathize with the idea as much. But cognitively, yeah, realistically it is black and white. I just want to make it gray because I feel better if it is gray.
It's not like that. I gotta go to work.
Okay, let me give you a card, okay? There's a documentary here called The Minion. Can you give it that a watch?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, man, for it. And good luck with the job, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good one. Cheers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream.
He doesn't care too much. I think, the reason why I kept pressing him on this is because he was doing this one thing which a lot of vegetarians tend to do, which is, go into this mentality that, yeah, it's bad, but it's not that bad, right? Like, it's always this idea, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Well, no, it is very, very bad. It is very, very bad. For the victims of animal exploitation, for all the innocent animals, it is very bad. Very bad. Like, they get exploited to death. None of us would trade even, like, I don't know how to put it, no matter what you go through, none of you would trade your life with an animal, ever. Yeah, David, vegetarians still use animals and it's ridiculous, exactly. Oppress in moderation, yeah, exactly. You want to have a conversation? Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Sorry?
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Depends what's going to happen.
Just ask you some questions.
All right, sure.
You want to come here to the interview? What's your name?
Julius.
I'm Chip. Nice
Hi.
to meet you, Julius. Where are you from?
Here.
Oh, you're here? You
Yeah.
live here in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
So, I'm an animal rights activist, Julius.
Okay.
I'm here to fight for animals. How do you feel about animals?
Good.
Good.
They're generally good.
Okay. Do you
I
think
like
it's okay to enslave animals?
Yeah, in some cases, yeah.
In some cases, it's okay to enslave animals.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Can you
I mean,
describe a
it's-
situation
well, look,
when slavery is
wouldn't,
moral?
I wouldn't use the word enslave for animals. I wouldn't use that word.
Okay, well, I can explain to you what I mean by when I say enslave. I mean exploit them. I mean,
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
yeah. I mean, like, use them as a means to an end, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it's okay to use an innocent animal as a means to an end in a situation where there's no need, just to clarify also?
Yes, I do. I do think that's. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay.
That's moral, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for instance, if a person right here on the street is kicking a dog and they're
Yeah.
doing it for exercise, then
Yeah.
that's moral according to you.
No. It isn't.
Why is that immoral though?
Well, because there's other ways to exercise than. And I know, look, I know the argument. I know what you're going to say. Part of it is the psychology of it, that that person would be getting some joy out of kicking that dog.
So is it moral or is it immoral?
That would be immoral. Yeah, sure.
That's immoral,
Maybe-
and it's
yeah.
immoral because you have alternatives.
Yeah, and also because of the psychology associated with it.
What do you mean by that?
But the person, the reason that person wants to kick that dog, that desire is an immoral desire.
Well, he doesn't want to kick the dog. He wants to exercise, and he's taught that kicking dogs is the best exercise.
Well, but it isn't.
But that's what he was taught. That's what he thought
this
his
is a
entire
situation
life.
that doesn't exist. So it's like you're asking me to judge a situation that just doesn't exist.
No,
There is
I have a
person.
friend who does that.
Well, you don't.
How would you know? I have a friend who does that.
Because you're an
Doesn't
animal
really
rights-
matter. Right, but that's the whole point of it, right? Like when I draw a hypothetical scenario, you saying, well, the hypothetical doesn't exist. It's
Yeah.
just you dodging the actual point that we're trying to test over here, right? Because in this scenario where this person that does it for exercise because they've always done it their entire life, you say it's immoral, right? Because he
yeah.
has alternatives.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so wouldn't that apply also in a situation when you're maybe consuming an animal product? Because
Yeah, sure.
behind it there is
Yeah.
also harm. Yeah, so then
Yeah.
do you consume animal products?
Yes, I do.
Would you find that moral, what you're doing?
Not always. No, I don't think it is always moral.
When is it moral?
Well, I do try to, make sure the animals whose products I consume have been kept in a relatively pleasant way. I think in general, animal life is hard. Like animals in the wild have the worst death available to an animal, and I think being killed by a human is by far the best death available to an animal if that human sticks to certain regulations.
But you're creating a false dichotomy as if the only choice that this animal has is
That's
being
true.
killed by a human or not, or being killed by an animal.
Mm.
But it's not really the only choice. They could also just not be killed, and
That's true.
the whole point
Well-
is that we bring them into existence
Yeah,
only
exactly,
to kill
yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
when is that moral?
Well, it isn't.
So then when you buy these products and you demand this to happen to animals,
Mhm.
it's not moral then.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. So then why continue doing it?
Because I like it.
Okay. Would you think that if the person who's kicking the dog for exercise
Well, no,
says,
again, no.
I'm going to continue doing it because
no,
I like it?
No, it's only because of the psychology behind that. Because why do you like kicking the dog?
Because I
Like,
get good exercise.
Yeah, but that's again, that doesn't exist. it's a difficult point. I think about it a lot, and I'm not. I haven't really gotten through it. Why do we continue to do things? We do lots of things that.
But logically, you think you shouldn't.
Well, I think certainly the industry ought to change. I do think there are situations. If you
Describe
just
a
have
situation when it would
well,
be moral.
if it's a very basic, like you have a cow, you're living on a farm, you have a cow, you milk the cow, you drink that milk.
Well, the cow has to have a baby, right?
He has to have a baby.
Who
first, yeah.
impregnates them?
A bull.
A bull impregnates them.
Yeah.
What if they don't?
Well, then you don't have milk.
Okay.
I mean, but that is not the situation that exists currently.
Yeah, well,
but
right
that
now,
is a
currently, the situation is that cows are forcefully inseminated, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah.
let's just say you're describing a situation where the bull naturally impregnates a cow whenever they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does the baby drink the milk?
Do you mean in this hypothetical?
yeah.
Sure, yeah. I don't know that much about how cows
Well, in
work.
reality, farmers impregnate the cows, right, so that they can make milk. When the babies are born, they take them away
Yeah,
from their
I know what
mothers.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that they can take the milk from them, because if the baby stays, they drink the milk.
Yeah.
But in your situation, you say the baby would drink the milk, so you think you would just take like the very little excess that is left?
I don't know how much would be left. I don't know how much milk a
Very
cow
little.
produces. All right.
Yeah, because I'm assuming also in this hypothetical scenario, you wouldn't endorse the cows that have been selectively bred to make a lot of milk, because that's also hurtful for them.
Yeah.
Right? They also have back issues and all of this,
Yeah,
right?
sure,
So
yeah.
you would just take the ones. So in that situation, you might not get any milk at all, because most of the baby
Yeah.
will get most of it. So how would it be then ethical to
Well,
have
then it would be impossible. But then there's,
Yeah.
to survive, there are many things that are, there is often not a really ethical solution, because, I know we don't need to drink milk now,
Yeah.
but in some places that is the only thing that's available.
But it's not the case for you, is it?
It's not the case for me. No, absolutely not. No, I shouldn't be drinking milk.
No, like the reason why
And I don't drink milk, by the way.
I'm not trying to single you out in any way, right? It's just that a lot of the times what we do or our mind does is we find these situations when some people do it, and then we kind of use that as a justification for us to continue doing it. But it's still a horrific thing that we're participating in if we choose to pay for an innocent cow to be forcibly inseminated, take their babies away, kill them if they're male, and then kill them when they can no longer produce milk, simply because we like it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why not stop? Like, what's realistically keeping you? Like, if you go into a supermarket now and you can choose, like, you live in Amsterdam and you live in Amsterdam?
Yeah, I live- yeah.
So in Amsterdam, in Albert Heijn, or everywhere you go, you have so many options nowadays. So you can always choose an option that doesn't exploit an innocent animal.
Yeah, well, I mean, going to Albert Heijn is not a moral act either, no matter what you buy.
Well, it is,
buying
because you're
anything
demanding. So when you buy, for example, cheese,
Yeah,
you're
but I mean,
demanding that a
buying
cow, this
anything
happens to
from
a
that
cow.
company, from the Albert Heijn as a company is evil.
Sure. So
you'd
but
go
there's
to
degrees
a-
to evil, isn't there? Like, for example, if I choose to kill a person, it's evil. But if I choose to kill them, to beat them to death, it's worse than if I choose to just shoot them in the head. Or if I choose to rape them first, then beat them, and then kill them, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, sure,
like there's
sure.
degrees to evil. So you can say, yeah, sure, buying from Albert Heijn is evil. I guess you go down that capitalism route. But the sheer point is that wherever you buy from, you always will have this choice between exploiting an innocent animal and not.
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So why not choose the one that does it?
Well, because I do like the taste of meat and cheese.
But is that a good justification? for it?
It's not. It's still an immoral thing. I care more about myself than I do about those animals. I'm sorry.
But the thing
That's-
about
in
it
the
is,
end,
though,
that's-
isn't that you care more about yourself. You care more about 10 minutes of pleasure for you than
Yeah.
you care about the whole existence of an animal.
I don't think it's 10 minutes of pleasure. I think for me, food is
What did you have for lunch 3 weeks ago?
probably a peanut butter sandwich with sambal on
Because
it.
you always have that, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting that you Dutch people
That's
have
very Dutch,
peanut butter
yeah.
sandwich with
Everything.
sambal. I've seen that. It's very interesting. That's a good lunch. It's a good lunch. No, but like, I mean,
No, but
yeah,
I-
but you know
but-
what I mean? Like, we forget our lunch.
Yeah, sure. You
Meals,
forget
right?
your meals, but you don't forget. I mean, if I were to only eat, let's say, plain white bread, if I were to only eat peanut butter sandwiches,
Yeah.
I would be less happy. And
But
eating.
That's not what I'm proposing. Come on, like you
No,
know. what
no.
I'm-
I know
yeah.
you're not proposing that, but that is what I'm trying to explain. Is of course you forget what meal you had 3 weeks ago.
But they lose their whole
But-
existence for it.
I know that. I know that.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to explain,
Yeah.
right? Like when you're saying you put yourself first, you're not. You're putting a meal that you forget about in a couple of weeks.
No, but
above their
the
whole
point is,
existence.
it's not just that one meal that I forget about. It is the general happiness I get from the pleasure I get from eating. It is a fleeting pleasure. It may seem like that, but it does contribute to general happiness in my
Do you
life.
think you could get pleasure from food without?
I
them coming
often
from
do. I
animals?
often do. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, so if you can get pleasure from it, then
Yeah,
it's not
I-
even
I-
that. You see what I mean? Like,
absolutely,
It just seems
absolutely.
like it's a specific type of pleasure. So
Yeah.
why not just then, like, you know, I'm sure that you as a child maybe liked some things that you no longer like as an adult, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I was a vegetarian for a couple of years, and then I thought I missed it too much, and then I didn't eat pork for a while because I think pigs are really smart, and I had too
Yeah.
much sympathy for pigs. And I still do. I try. I mostly avoid pork. I will buy if it's like if I know. if it-
Mostly. They're mostly dead, huh?
yeah.
You
No,
know
but
how they kill pigs?
Yeah.
Gas chambers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put them in gas chambers.
Yeah. No, it's awful. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
No,
like,
look, I do terrible things. I know.
yeah, but like we can't just swipe it under the rug and say I do terrible things simply because we don't see it happening, right? Like it's very easy for us to close our eyes and move away from it and just continuously choose this. And I'm not here to place the finger and say you do terrible things because we all did terrible things. What I'm trying to explain to you is that you have another option, so why not choose that option,
I get what you're saying.
right?
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. I'll give you a card. Just watch a video and see how you feel. And if you know, I can't choose what you do. You only make your choices for yourself. But you have all the resources to help you, like adopt a plant-based diet. It's called Challenge 22. They help you adopt a plant-based diet. And the video that I think you should watch is the most important speech lever here.
All right. Thanks.
Can you give that a watch? It appears if you scan this QR code here.
Should I watch it right now? Do you mean?
No, watch it
yeah,
whenever you want.
sure.
Well, do this for yourself. Until you watch it, don't consume any animal products.
All right.
Okay, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Have a good one. You
Have a
seem
good
like a
one.
logical, smart person, you know. But let's
Oh,
not.
thanks. Thanks. You too.
Have a good one. Cheers. Why are you harassing? It was okay conversation. It seems like today we're having a little bit of a tougher conversations than yesterday, but that's okay. Bodybuilders eat meat. Why shouldn't we eat meat? I am a bodybuilder and I don't eat meat. There's plenty of bodybuilders that don't eat meat. What are you talking about? Challenge 22 is free. Yeah, it is. It's free. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Loving the new hair? Thank you. You mean the lack of it, huh? Look at this. Haha! You see? I'm a shiny head. It's kind of cool. I kind of like it. I won't lie. You're definitely not a bodybuilder? Ah, bro. Do I always have to show my muscles here? I even specifically wear a t-shirt because I don't want my muscles to be shown. I'm the type of bodybuilder who wears looser t-shirts and stuff, but I think you can get that. It's pretty decent. I have some muscles and my arms are quite small these days because I haven't really been working out my muscles, my upper body, because I had an injury. But yeah,
Come and talk to me.
You wanna have a conversation? Winter is over, says Ben. Ben, please don't time anybody out. We're doing an experiment. Watch out, the meat eaters will get hungry. Yeah, vegan power, bro. Yeah, hell yeah, of course vegan power. It's very easy. The thing about it is, though, I could easily build way more muscle by simply eating a little bit more. But I don't want to, for crying out loud. I don't want to. I don't know what's the obsession with muscles. It just gets tiring to eat that much. Oof. Hey, Mr. Davidopoulos. You know you want some beef jerky. God damn it, Dad. No, thank you. Why would I want cancer, bro? Beef jerky has the E500 and E501, which is like for like 17 or 18 years known that it causes colon cancer. Jesus Christ. How many locations do you usually plan your activism? I go to multiple locations sometimes. I found this one to be one of the best locations because there's a lot of people here. And it becomes a little bit weird sometimes, so I kind of like it. You want to have a conversation?
What is it?
So I just ask people some questions about animals. No? Okay, thank you. Have a good one. What's your reason for not eating meat? Morals or health reasons or what? Morals, of course. Well, I stopped eating meat for health reasons, but I became a vegan for moral reasons. Because being vegan is about moral. Being vegan is a moral principle of rejecting the exploitation of non-human animals. Essentially, it means if you don't need to use an animal to exploit them, to treat them like an object, then it's immoral to do so, which most people agree on this planet. Yeah. Eating meat reduces the risk of dementia. I don't know if that's true. But if you provide evidence for that, I'll believe you. And then the evidence, like I don't see any reason for that, why we would think that, because there's nothing in meat that we can't get from plants or synthesize ourselves. So even if you say that meat has some benefits, we could synthesize everything without the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of an innocent animal today. So it doesn't really matter, does it? That's the whole point. We reached the point in our civilization where what we do to animals is very immoral, and we don't need to do it anymore. What is this thing down on the ground under the bikes? Is it a glove? Yeah, it's a glove. I see it. It's a glove. It's a glove. I don't know who it belongs to. It's a glove. I usually tend to not touch them because I'm a bit of a germaphobe when it comes to touching somebody else's stuff. But also because, if somebody dropped it, maybe they're going to come looking back for it. That's what happened to me. When I drop something, I always just retrace my steps. My step-grandma died of dementia and she ate meat. There you go. Exactly. Thank you so much. That's a good point, Lynn. Amsterdam, one of my favorite cities. Yeah, this isn't the best area though. It's like the most touristy area in the Amsterdam probably. But, it's a good place to do activism.
Maar dan houdt straks gewoon...
The thing about it is though, you have to understand diminishing returns also, because we already have evidence showing that, for example, red meat, there's a high correlation between red meat and colon cancer. There's a high correlation between white meat and...
You American?
No, I'm not American. Do you want to have a conversation? I'm not American, but thank you for saying that. It means I have some good English. Appreciate it. She's very upset with Americans, apparently. Why? You're fucking American. I'm not American. What do you mean? Yeah. But I consider that a huge compliment. Hey, Marissa, nice to see you here. Hell yeah, it's a big compliment. Every woman that walks past you are so dry. Bro, stop objectifying women. What the hell are you talking about? Go to Africa and protest carnivores, idiot! Yummy animals for life! Yeah, well, I'm not gonna eat dogs, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna eat dogs, I'm not gonna eat cats, I'm gonna leave pigeons alone. They're cute, they're nice. But if you want to be an asshole to animals, I can't stop you. I'm just telling you that you're being an asshole towards animals. That's all I can do. But I can't really stop you. So you're a vegan knight and you challenge others to duel with this glove on the ground. That's a cool one. That's a good one, Marcos. Chip, can you smell the cheese from there? Must smell like feet over there. It doesn't smell, no. No. And even the wind is coming from that direction. No. No. Like, don't think for a second that any of these cheeses are good cheeses, by the way. They're just touristy bullshit that they sell to people. That dog has not moved an inch. That's a cow, bro. That's a baby cow. It's a baby cow. It's a baby cow, which is ironic that they keep them in front of a cheese store, because baby cows are exploited to death also. In fact, that's a male baby cow, which is
what they kill for the production of cheese. It's essentially, so this little statue over here of a baby cow in front of the store right here, what this little statue is saying, we stabbed this animal to death so that you can buy the product that this animal would have eaten. You see? This cheese is made out of the food that this animal would have eaten. But what we did is we stabbed this animal to death so that we can make this product. And then we're going to oversell it at a huge overprice for you. That's what it is, isn't it? They don't stab them? Oh yes, they very much do. What they do, for example, for baby cows, for the male baby cows, after, because they don't produce milk, they kill them. But the way they kill them is they put like 2 electrical prongs behind their neck to electrocute them so that they can handle them better, and then they cut their throat. That's what they do. So yes, they very much stab them. Cutting a throat is stabbing. Just joke, they absolutely do, yeah. We have it's unacceptable to be eating meat from animals and stuff. It's unacceptable to exploit and slaughter sentient beings for products we do not need. I'm sure you can derive a form of a conclusion from that yourself. Smart vegan equals oxymoron. So you think that somebody rejecting the exploitation of non-human animals for optional products means that they cannot be intelligent or smart? I don't know what to tell you, man. There's no evidence for that claim, and it just sounds like you're triggered by the title itself, which is what I set out to do, and it seems like it worked. People need meat to live? No, they don't. We can thrive on a plant-based diet. You wanna have a conversation?
I don't know. Try to do it. She does.
How old are you?
20.
20. Oh, you look very young. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
No.
No? You can be off camera if you want.
No, it's okay.
It's okay? That's fine. Have a good one. Cheers. Yeah, some people are shy enough being on camera. It always happens. I wish I could tell that kid how they turn cows into burgers. Yeah, I know what you mean. The kid that was taking a photo with the cow, huh? I agree with you, yeah. I mean, if you think my face looks white, it's because I applied sunscreen, bro. I use a sunscreen that makes my skin whiter. Also, I'm pretty tired. I stayed up until like 12 a.m. I woke up at like 6:30, of course, so, I work a lot. I need breaks. I need to learn to take breaks more. I'm a bit of a workaholic. I don't like that about myself. I work a bit too much. But probably tomorrow I'll take a break. I'll see. Where are you? I'm here in Amsterdam in front of a cheese store, and I'm holding a sign that says I'm doing a social experiment. Come talk to me. I'm trying to have conversations with people, waiting for people to stop by and have conversations with me. But now I'm just realizing that my sign has been a little bit not in the right direction. So the people that are coming from that direction haven't been seeing my signs well enough. So now I'm changing it now. Because you know what it is, what I noticed is that people need to read something ahead of time in order to make a decision on whether they want to do something or not. So, all of us animal rights activists do need more downtime. Yeah, David, we do, but it's so difficult, isn't it? Because, what is it that you want to do? Should I go and do outreach, or should I take some downtime? And it always just feels I feel a little bit guilty for taking some downtime, always what do you mean? And also let me put it, it's a little bit more complex than that. I feel like for example today, if I took some downtime today, it wouldn't have been extremely meaningful, right? So I would have felt like I still need some more downtime. So either I take the downtime that is actually meaningful to me and it makes a difference, or I don't take downtime at all. That's kind of how I see it. Make a proper schedule. Yeah, Linda, that's what I'm trying. That's what I've been trying these days. You guys want to have a conversation?
It looks interesting.
Okay.
It's a TikTok live stream
It's on YouTube. How old are you?
on YouTube. I'm 18.
18. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yeah, alright.
Okay. You wanna come here to the chair and view a little bit?
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Gerrit.
Gerrit?
Bonke, yeah.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Gerrit?
From Germany, northern
Germany.
Germany.
Oh, nice. I'm here. here as an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals.
Yeah, okay.
How do you feel about animals?
I feel good. I have a dog myself. She lives by my mom, and my girlfriend is a vegetarian, so we don't rarely eat meat at home.
Okay. Do you think it's okay to enslave animals?
No, I wouldn't say so, but of course it's like when you have these conversations, you always think about that a lot of people eat meat, or like the most percentage of the humanity. So enslave is like, if you have those animal farms, it's like very bad to have these bad conditions for the animals. That's why I would only buy like good meat and bioproducts.
So in a situation when the animal was farmed, as you say, in a good manner, would that still not be slavery?
I think it would be slavery, but it's like a difficult conversation because of...
So it would still be slavery?
Yeah, I would say so.
So then, do you think we need to do this to animals?
We need to do this?
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to eat meat, then I
Do
think
we
so,
need
yeah.
to eat meat or
No, we don't
product?
we don't need it, because like today in modern society, vegetarian and vegan products are very you have a very big market, so you don't have to eat meat.
So then, how could we ever say it's moral for us to choose to consume any animal product, not just meat?
I think in some societies, even like in third world countries, like in Africa.
But not them, us. The
For
ones
us?
that will live
Yeah,
in
okay,
this
then for us it wouldn't
society.
be like a big like we don't need it, and it's not we don't have any arguments for it, I think. But it's just comfort, I think.
So do you think you should be vegan?
I think it should be my own opinion or my own decision.
But your values say that you should be vegan. That's the only logical conclusion. So if you're saying you should not be vegan, then you're in a direct contradiction with your own values. Because your values say that it's wrong to enslave animals.
Yeah.
And the only way to not enslave animals is to be vegan.
Is it vegan? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good point, and I think that like everyone should at least be vegetarian, but then you could also say like if you're not vegetarian or not vegan, like bees and cows for milk or chickens for the eggs, it's also like slavery then, right?
It's the worst type of slavery even. It's
Yeah.
milk. Milk is considerably worse than meat when it comes to the ethics of animals.
Yeah?
Do you know how milk comes? Like, do you know why cows produce milk?
No, not really.
So cows produce milk just like humans. They're mammals. They produce milk when they have a baby. So do you think that they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers impregnate
Nah,
them?
like every time they are able to, they get pregnant, right?
Yeah, farmers impregnate them whenever they want to. Then the babies are taken away from their mothers. Do you know why they do that?
I think that's for the cows, for the small cows, that they don't have built like a connection to their mother, maybe.
Yeah, they take them away like right after birth, so that they don't build a connection. But do you know why they take them away from them
No.
at all?
Why?
Because if they stay with their mothers, they drink the milk. And we say it's our
okay.
milk, you know, you're not allowed to drink it.
Yeah.
If they're born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think happens to them?
Yeah, they die.
They kill them. They don't die. They kill them.
Yeah, they
That's the
kill them.
difference, right? And if the females, they get repeatedly impregnated just like their mothers. And at the age of 6, they get killed also. And the cows
mothers?
can live. Yeah,
Okay.
cows can live 24 years. Do you know why they kill them that early?
Because like it's the best point for like meat to money ratio, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It's the moment that when they either become too little productive, hard to get them pregnant, all this kind of stuff, right? Like depends on the farm, really.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
No, of course not. I think like it depends. Not in this situation, but I think like with good meat and bioproducts under really good conditions, then I think it's okay.
But that's
to
exactly
eat
what
meat.
happens in bioproducts.
Yeah. What?
This is exactly what happens in bioproducts.
In bioproducts too?
Yeah, well, I come from Romania. My grandmother had a cow, and the practices that I described is the same practices she did in her own backyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's biologically cows produce milk for the babies, so we have to take them away because otherwise they drink the milk.
Yeah.
Biologically, cows only produce milk after they had babies, so we have to impregnate them.
Yeah.
And keeping them alive, a cow eats up to 20 to 30 kilograms of food per day. So keeping them alive every single day when we don't need to is very expensive. So, and they already have a very small margin for profit. So, you know, they kill them directly.
Yeah.
Do you think we have responsibility for this?
I think we in person, maybe just a bit, but I think politicians and like society has a responsibility for that.
Do you think when you buy an animal product, you're not responsible for what happens to that animal?
And I think so a bit, but it's like you don't see the slavery, you know. You just
don't see it, but that doesn't mean you're not responsible for it, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So if you're responsible for it, you know that it's wrong. What's keeping you from being vegan and stopping this?
I think it's just comfort.
It's just comfort.
Just comfort.
Yeah, but do you think that's a good justification? Like, would you accept it if somebody did that to you? It's like, oh, I'm just doing it for comfort.
Nah, it's not
No.
okay. Are you vegan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you literally can live a perfectly beautiful, healthy, full of satisfaction life as a vegan. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no necessity that wouldn't be fulfilled. You could still eat almost everything you want, just in a
Yeah.
plant-based version. So why not? Have you considered being vegan? Like, why not do that?
Vegan, not. Vegan is like too much for me, but we eat a lot of vegetarians. Like when we cook at home, so we don't eat any meat. So
But being vegan, by the way, is not just about food, right? Because if I ask
it's
you,
about like products and clothes and
Yeah, it's about the animals.
the whole opinion.
yeah, so veganism is about the animals, right?
Yeah.
It's just as a consequence, you're not going to eat their flesh, not going to wear their skin, not going to
Yeah.
pay for them for your entertainment. So, like, it sounds like ideological, like your values align with that. So why not just align your actions with your values?
Yeah, good point.
Like, why not? Is it just because you've always done it?
Yeah, it's like how I grew up, and I think like it's just a comfort point, and like how big of a decision is it to live vegan and have like these other opportunities, I think.
But you know, you've seen movies, right? Like, have you seen Avatar, for example?
Yeah, the first one.
The first one, I only seen the first one also. You remember the whole subject of humans coming into their planet and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like in that whole situation, you don't see yourself as the human who comes in to ruin their whole thing for a fucking resource, right? To just kill them and use them. But this is literally who you are when you buy these products for the
Yeah.
animals, right? Like we don't like to see ourselves as the villains in this situation, but if we buy animal products, we're the villains in this situation.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm trying to just kind of explain to you that even if we don't see it, it still happens to us, right? Let me give you a card. I appreciate you stopping by. And
Yeah, thank you.
there's a documentary here called Dominion. Do you think you can give that a watch?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and there you have Challenge 22. They
Challenge
hook you
22.
up. They hook you up with a dietitian. They send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan for free.
Yeah, okay. I seen a lot of recipes on Instagram and TikTok.
So many
yeah,
nowadays.
they're
It's pretty
enough.
easy. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
please consider more the animals. Okay, watch that video together with your girlfriend. You like it, especially if you, because you seem like compassionate people. You know, like you. There's no reason, like if the people who are compassionate towards the animals, if the people who are so close, because if you're a vegetarian, you're so close to it. Why not just take that little leap and just respect all
I actually
animals?
know the video and the
You know Dominion? You know, maybe watch then the most important speech you'll ever hear. You like that a little bit more then. They both appear if you scan this QR code on top.
It's okay.
You'll enjoy them both. You see what I mean, okay?
Yeah. Thank
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
That's life.
Hello. That's the reaction you get. Submit to Rome. I've only ever seen one vegan store. There's a lot of vegan restaurants. You're contributing to slavery with your smartphone, Chippy. Well, just a jokey. I am not, because I bought mine secondhand, first of all. And second, if you provide me with an alternative that doesn't have that, then I'll choose the alternative. It's as simple as that. You virtue signaling over me is not what we're looking for here. But I appreciate you being concerned with my choices. Guy's on his smartphone crying about chip. Yeah, exactly. Imagine that. Imagine the nonsense. When again, the whole point of it is not virtue signaling over here, but rather providing people with options and explaining the reality of their choices and their options. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to see Chip in the blonde wig again. Well, 27th of April, that's when you'll see me again. That's when we'll have King's Day, and on King's Day, I'll wear the wig again. No, Ben, come on. I'm going to ban some people. Ben, leave them alone. Let them be here. It's fine. We have so many people in the room. Let's let more people be in the room. We get a lot more
traction when people are in the room. A lot more people get to understand veganism when that happens. Okay, the battery's fine. Hey, you wanna have a conversation?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Yes, okay.
Okay. You wanna come here so that you can view? What's your name?
My name is Melhem. Melhem.
Melhem, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Melhem?
I'm originally from Iraq, but now I live in Germany.
From Iraq, but you live in Germany. Nice.
Yes.
So, Melhem, I'm an animal rights activist. I'm
Yeah.
here to speak for animals. How do you feel about animals?
Don't know. I don't have such a connection with animals.
That's fine. Do you think it's okay to enslave animals?
What do you mean by enslaving?
What I mean by enslavement is treat them like an object, like a property.
I mean, what do you? What is it called? I don't know.
Is it moral to do so?
Moral is just a view. point
Yeah,
of view
according
of
to
it.
your values, is it moral to do so? To treat an animal like an object?
No. No.
No, okay.
No.
Do you think that when we farm them, we're treating them like objects?
Yes, but also no.
Okay, well, that's a contradiction if it's yes, but also no. Which one is
Yeah,
it?
it's. I mean, it's the evolution of the humanity. So you kill them, eat them to survive. So that's been from the ground up. You
Sure,
grow
but the
up
question
with
wasn't
them.
that. The question was when we farm them, are we treating them like objects?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, do you think we need to farm them?
No.
No.
We don't need.
There you go. So then,
Yeah.
how can we justify farming them, or in other words, enslaving them, when there's no necessity for it?
Don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question, but you can't have everything what you want in this world. So
Oh,
you
I
don't.
definitely, that's something that what we want,
Yes.
right? Oh, that's a
But-
justification for why are you consuming animal products, isn't that? Shouldn't
I
you
love
tell
meat.
yourself?
I
but
love
shouldn't-
chicken.
Wait.
I-
That whole sentence that
Okay.
you said, shouldn't that be the exact thing I should say to you when you say I love chicken? You can't have everything in life.
yes.
Because in reality, your choice is one that it's exploiting or enslaving an innocent animal while there's no need for it, and you just do it because you want to.
Yeah.
Why not stop? Like, you can get food satisfaction with plant-based products.
Nah, it's not for me. I mean, I grew up with the meat.
We all did,
I know your opinion, but
It's not my opinion, it's the animal's opinion.
Yeah, animals' opinion, but I don't have such a connection with animals that
Do you have
they
a connection with me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to you
Okay.
right now. That's
But you don't
kind
have a
of
connection with that guy over there, right?
No.
Okay. Would it be okay to enslave him and kill him? Because you don't have a connection with him. Why not? What if I really want to?
You can if you really want. No,
So that would be
it's
moral according to you.
moral. Moral is a big word. I can't explain it, but
So is it moral if I choose to kill a person that I don't have a connection to?
no. But no, it's not.
So is it moral to kill an animal just because you don't have a connection with them?
Yes, you can't. You can't see an animal as a human.
Humans are animals. What do you mean?
Yes, yes, but no.
What do you mean yes
Humans
but
are-
no? Humans are animals.
No.
Do you know what species of animals we are?
Yes,
So we are a species of animals.
yes, but we evolved.
Every animal has evolved.
Yes, but if they evolved enough, they would kill us too if they could.
So you're saying we have power over animals.
Yes,
And you think that's a good justification to kill them because we have power over them.
yes.
So if
I mean, in war territories, there is also power.
so you think that the fact that US, for example, has power, since you're coming from Iraq, do you
Yeah.
think that the US has power and they choose to enter Iraq and destabilize it and do whatever it is that they do? Do you think that's moral because they have power?
It's not moral, but why?
Why isn't
is
that
no one
moral? Because they
helping?
have power.
Why is no one helping?
But why isn't that moral, first of all? Because according to your values, it should be moral because they have
But
power.
you can't treat human as animals. That's not the same thing.
We are animals, yes.
No. We are
Humans are not animals.
Humans are humans and animals are animals.
Humans are animals, yes. We're part of the group
No,
Homo
we
sapiens.
evolved from them.
Would you eat dogs, for example?
No, I wouldn't eat
Okay,
dogs.
well, a dog is an animal. Why wouldn't you eat a dog?
I don't see dog as a food.
Yeah, so it's strictly about how you see them. But how is it fair to put an animal in a certain category and say, I put you in that category, and because I put you in that category, it's okay for me to kill you? Because the only reason why you think it's okay to kill chickens is because you put them in a category where you think it's okay to kill them. So essentially, it's exactly the same as US did to Iraq, saying, well, all of the people in this region, it's okay to do whatever we want to them because they're in this region. I'm just going to put them in this category, and it's okay for me to do it to them because I have power to do it to them. So how is that any different from what you do to animals?
You can't compare them.
Yeah, I'm comparing the action. You can compare an action to another action. For example, if I cut the throat of a human versus I cut the throat of an animal, the action is the same. I choose to cut somebody's throat. And I can't compare the actions. What you're saying is I can't compare the way the victim feels, maybe. And maybe to some extent you are right that maybe a human being would feel better, but there's also an argument to be said that an animal would feel much worse because at least a human being can dissociate, can think logically and say, don't think about it, whereas an animal will just go by how they feel and can't actually dissociate, so they will actually feel much more intense feeling. So in that situation, it would say it's much worse to do it to an animal than it is to a human. So what you're doing might be even worse than what US did to Iraq.
Yes, but you can't compare.
Why not?
Nah, you can't compare
Why not?
animal with humans.
Why not? You keep saying that, but you don't provide with a reason
Yeah,
for it.
because it's obviously animals are animals and humans are humans. They're not
Iraq
the same.
people are Americans are Americans. You can't
Yeah,
compare.
But it's the same humans.
You can't compare. Why? Because those are Iraqians, those are Americans. Well, you can't compare.
I mean,
We're all
I-
animals. They're
I
all the
know
same.
you have your opinion, but
It's not my opinion. This is logic. so
yeah,
far.
your logic. Your
It's
logic.
not my logic. It's logic.
No, it's your logic.
What exactly is it
I
part of
mean-
my logic and not logic?
I mean, it's
than what I've
okay
said
if
so
you
far?
like animals and you want to.
I don't like animals. I think it's an injustice that we do to
Yeah,
them.
if you think that, but
I don't think that. They think it's just that we choose to exploit and kill them for a product we don't need. You just said no at the beginning. What are you going to say now?
still saying no.
Okay. So then it's your opinion that it's wrong what we do to them. So why
Yeah.
continue doing that to them?
'Cause I don't know.
So you just do things based on how you feel?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. And do you think that's any different from any other form of injustice that's happening in the world that's based on feelings?
No.
So you're just the same as the injustice that I just named.
Yes. I would say.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're
Right.
okay with that, right?
No, but I live with that.
You're not okay with it, but you live with it.
Yes.
So why not change?
I mean, I can't change.
You can't change.
I can't stop eating chicken.
You can't.
No.
Really.
For me,
So let's practice this. You're in front of a restaurant. There's two options in the menu. One says steak. The other says plant-based steak.
Yeah,
Is your
plant-
mouth incapable of saying, "I'll have the plant-based steak, please"?
I mean, I tried it.
Can you
But
say, "I'll have a plant-based steak, please"?
No.
No, you're incapable of saying that.
No.
Yeah, biologically, it's impossible for you to say that, right?
No. It's,
That's fine. You can type it on the phone and still say it out loud. You know.
no.
No, you
I
can't
still
also type
I
it.
still can't order it. I mean,
Yeah.
the plant-based are not for me.
Okay, that's okay. Well, let me show you a little bit what it is that you're supporting before it's. Just open this up and tell me that everything that you see in there is okay. Oh, it's, for instance, this. Is this okay? So tell me, you can't say no. You can't choose a different product when you choose for this.
But what if I say if a tiger has you in front of him?
How many restaurants does a
Would-
tiger go to?
Wait, let me talk. To him.
Yeah.
Would he eat you by surviving? For surviving?
If he needed to, I guess.
I mean, he could eat plants too.
No, a tiger needs to eat consume animal
No, he
product.
could.
The tiger is a
eat-
carnivore.
Yes, but they can also survive of grass and so. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, you can say yes all day long, but that's not true. And even if it were true, let's imagine that the tiger has an option to not kill me. Are they aware of that option? If a tiger has a readily available option in front of them, and they can choose that option, and they're aware that they can choose that option, and they're aware that if they choose the other option to kill me, they're killing a sentient being, and they understand the dangers of that, then yes, what the tiger would be doing would be wrong. It's not like, it's just that if a child snaps the neck of an innocent animal, the child may not know that what they're doing is wrong. So I wouldn't be like to a child, hey, what the fuck are you doing? But if an adult does it, adult knows full well what they're doing. So I would damn straight tell an adult to not do it. So you're an adult. You're somebody who has agency, who knows what you're doing. You saw what you pay for. How is it justified? How is it any different? Like it's fucking horrific, man.
It's just different for me. I don't know. You're right.
But it just sounds like you were taught one thing and you just continue with it because you were taught that. Is this the kind of person you want to be? Just because you were taught one way, you want to follow through with everything you were taught? Like an NPC essentially, because for lack of a better word, that's essentially what an NPC is, right? Or do you want to be a person who thinks for themselves?
I mean, I think for myself.
And what do your values say? That's wrong, huh?
I don't know if it's wrong or right.
You don't know if it's wrong?
Right.
I can show you this again
No,
if you
stop
want.
showing me that. I saw that already.
Is this wrong?
I saw that already.
Is this right or is this wrong? For a meal that you forget about in a couple of weeks. Their whole existence versus 10 minutes of pleasure for you. Are you saying, no, my 10 minutes of pleasure worth more than the whole existence of an innocent animal?
No.
No.
But that, I mean, I can't stop eating it.
You can, man. Let me just give you a card because we're going in circles. That's okay. There's a documentary here called Dominion. Give that a watch, okay? I appreciate you having this conversation.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man. Cheers. Have a good one. What's going nowhere? See, I'm trying to do better also with realizing when the conversations are not going anywhere. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. In case you don't know, I'm here in Amsterdam in front of a cheese store of all the places. I'm holding a sign that says I'm doing a social experiment, come talk to me. I'm inviting people on the street to come have a conversation with me. Today I think we're going to be doing a 3-hour show, so, stick around. Maybe 2 hours and a half, we'll see. So I'm already getting tired of the excuses. Bless your patience, says Jossie. Yeah, Chip, it's food. It's not just pleasure, Chip, it's food. Well, no, it's not food. It's option. You can get food without it, right? So food, let's make it clear for you. Food can be for sustenance, right? For nutrition and for pleasure, If you can get sustenance and nutrition and pleasure, let's face it, but let's imagine that it's a different type of pleasure, right? So if you can get sustenance and nutrition without exploiting an innocent animal, then it's no longer for food. Because when you say it's for food, it's somehow making an implication that it is necessary or it is for something necessary. But in reality, it's for absolutely nothing necessary. If it were for a necessity, it would be a different case scenario, and I wouldn't be here on the street probably telling people not to do it. But the reason why I tell people not to do it is because there is no necessity behind it. It's because it is for the sheer habit, you were taught to do it, and because a lot of industries keep selling you this idea that you need to do it. Necessity is subjective. No, necessity is not subjective. When we talk about necessity, we talk about a biological necessity. We talk about an actual necessity, not a I want to do it, therefore it's a necessity. You wanna have a conversation? I'm gonna eat more meat to compensate for your lack of meat eating. I'm gonna exploit and slaughter more animals to compensate for the animals that you don't exploit and slaughter. There's a baby animal over here. I'm gonna stab them to death. I'm gonna stab one more animal to death because you refuse to stab them to death. Vegan foodie loving vegan food. Hello. My watch is so old. Stop exploiting plants. So funny. Yeah, bro. Well,
If you care about plants, then you should know that less plants are used in the process of making plant-based food than in the process of making animal-based food. Because animals obviously have to be fed plants. You know that, right? Animals have to be fed plants to survive. Are you in Amsterdam? Yes, I am. You are naive as fuck! Yeah, bro. That's what I am, naive. I haven't been an animal rights activist for 5 years. No, I haven't, no. Well, actually, it's been 4 years indeed, not 5 years. You look ill! Thank you. I do look very, very cool, indeed. I appreciate it. When somebody tells me that I look ill, I take it to mean that they think I look extremely gorgeous. And I am extremely gorgeous. Now look at that jawline, look at that. See? That jawline, it's fucking... I could cut steel on that jawline. Like literally, I had somebody call me yesterday. It's like, hey, we heard about your jawline. We saw you on the YouTube thing. We want you to cut steel. True story. Nonsense. The destruction of ecosystems for you vegans is disgusting. Well, we have empirical evidence showing that the most of the ecosystem destruction is done if you're a vegetarian or a person who consumes animal products. Essentially, if you consume animal products, you destroy more ecosystems in the process. You're not completely vegan because you scarf glizzy. What the fuck? I scarf glizzy? I scarf glizzy? What the fuck does that mean? I love to see these guys lined up behind Chip. Yeah, that's what it is, David, isn't it? Like when I go to the gym, as I said a lot of the times, I'm amongst the muscular people, you know? And I could be more muscular, but I choose not to. And the fact of the matter is that all these people come into these streams just spewing bullshit, essentially, like blah, blah, blah words. I heard this on Joe Rogan, okay? You can't tell me it's not true because I heard it on Joe Rogan, okay? Rogan must be true because he's popular. Just because he's popular means he's extremely true. Okay? That's what Joe Rogan is about. Ask your granddad how he survived. My granddad is dead because he consumed animal products, huh? That's a good one. He was consuming animal products and he's dead, huh? Just like you guys draw conclusions from anecdotal bullshit, I can draw conclusions from anecdotal bullshit also, huh? You say, you look ill because you're vegan. Well, I can say, every single person that I know and has died was non-vegan. Every single vegan that I know has not died. Therefore, being vegan probably doesn't makes you immortal. There you go. Conclusions drawn from anecdotal stupid evidence. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate you. People are not animal and Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Wow. Yeah, it sounds about right. If you think people are not animals, it sounds about right to continue it with the statement that and Earth is flat. That's beautiful. That's exactly it. If you think that people are not animals, that humans are not animals, then you probably think that the Earth is flat also, because they're along the same line. I would say they're the same type of rejecting basic science. Do you like anything? There's a lot of things that I like, yes. Hey, metal vegan, keep up the good work. The animals appreciate you. Thank you. Are you an atheist? Yes, I'm an agnostic. I'm an agnostic atheist, yes. Ben, stop timing people out, please. Promoting malnutrition. No, I'm fighting for animal rights. I think I'm pretty clear that I'm fighting for animal rights. I've said it from the beginning. I am fighting for animal rights. Ben. Don't ban misinformation. There's so much misinformation in the chat. They're all just stupid. Try to combat misinformation by explaining them. Try to put links, resources. Don't just ban people who spew misinformation, please. I know they're spewing misinformation. Obviously, a lot of them are stupid. A lot of them think that you need to consume animal products. A lot of them think that, oh, if you don't consume animal products, something bad's gonna happen. No, just we gotta teach them. You know, that's why they're stupid, because they haven't been taught. That's it. How many supplements you taking a day? 1. B12. Next. Ben, wait until cheap is and ban them all. No, please don't. Come on, guys. This is the whole point. I'm gonna remove you as moderator. Shit, that he sounds like Trump. Well, no, because I'm not a rapist. I'm not a rapist, immoral piece of shit who only thinks about themselves. I'm here fighting for animal rights, and I have science on my side. So, you know, I don't deny climate science and actual science or nutritional science. Remove me for 1 month. I dare you. I probably will do that, Ben. Do they know you are a nutritionist? They don't know I'm a nutritionist, I guess. I guess a lot of people just put nonsense without realizing that I'm actually a nutritionist. But that's okay, you know, let them think. Because I don't think, let's not appeal to authorities. Just because I'm a nutritionist means I am right. No, we have data showing that I'm right. That's the whole thing about it, isn't it? Chip needs better trolls too. What if I eat my chicken's eggs and I treat my chickens well? Well, cute white girl. Jesus, what a name to pick for YouTube. Wow. First of all, I'm not sure if you're aware what happens to the chickens, where the chickens come from, because I'll explain it to you simply. Maybe somebody can drop a link, like the 3-minute video, and they explain to you what exactly is happening with eggs. But the chickens that produce eggs are different than the chickens that we grow for meat, right? They're different breeds. So when the baby chickens that are for eggs, when they're male, when we sex them and they're male, we kill them. We blend them up alive because, you know, they don't produce eggs, and to grow them for meat would be stupid, because they would just grow very hard and they wouldn't grow a lot of meat. So we just blend them up alive on their first day of life, right? So there's one thing. When you consume eggs, you're also supporting the industry that blends up chickens alive. Next, when the chickens no longer produce eggs, you know, or their production declines, they're also killed. So that's also another problem. Next, the chickens, you know, they're selectively bred to lay eggs 300 times per year, whereas in the wild they would lay between 12 and 15 eggs. So it's already taking a huge toll on their body, you know, because the egg shell is made out of calcium. You know, they lose a lot of calcium. They have to eat a lot, and it's pretty detrimental to their physiognomy. And on top of all of this, there's also the pretty simple logic. What makes you think that just because they laid an egg, you have the right to take it away from them? You wanna have a conversation with me? Hello. That's why I said I like it. You look good. Hi, you wanna have a conversation with me?
I don't know what it's about though.
Animals. How old are you?
I'm 16.
See, oh, you can't be on camera.
I cannot.
Because you cannot consent to being on camera.
Why not?
Because you don't have the mental capacity to give informed consent to
Really?
being on camera. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's a legal thing. Like after 18, you can only consider it. But you can be off camera if you want to have a conversation. Sure. Okay. Let me. What's your name?
Hessel.
Hessel. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
So I'm an animal rights activist.
Yes.
I'm here to fight for animals.
Okay.
How do you feel about animals?
I think that animals should be more respected than they are today, and I think that we should be more conscious that there are animals here and not just us and our houses and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you think animals should be enslaved, for example?
No, I don't think so. And I do think that they are being way too much at the moment for things that we don't even need from animals.
Like what?
Wait, let me think.
Okay.
I don't really have a good example at the moment.
Do you think when we farm them, we're enslaving them?
Depends on what kind of farm it is. If it's a farm that is right to the animals and is giving them a normal life, a happy life, then no, I don't think so.
But they still kill them, right? And they still
Yes.
choose to breed them or not breed them.
True. But
If we did that to a human, would that be slavery?
I guess so. Yes.
So why wouldn't it be slavery then if it's to an animal?
I don't know how to put. I don't know. It's like it's a thing that we don't eat each other.
If we did that to dogs, would it be slavery?
They already do though, kind of. So
And is it slavery?
yeah, I think yeah.
So if we do
Yeah.
that to any other animal, then it's not slavery?
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But if the dog is having a happy life and it's just like living its life, then no, it's no slavery.
But if the dog is having a happy life and you kill them, or if the dog is having a happy life and you use them, or if the dog is having a happy life and you see them as an object and treat them like an object, is that not slavery?
That is slavery.
Yeah, so then farming is slavery then, because
Yeah.
all those are
If you
farming.
put it like that, yes.
Yeah, so why do you pay for farming to happen? Farming of animals specifically.
No, I don't pay anything at the moment.
Okay.
So-
Like, do you demand farming animals? Do you consume animal products, for example?
Yes, I think everyone does. If you
Yeah.
go to a grocery
Well, not
market-
everyone does, no.
Yeah, if you go to the shopping market, grocery market, how you want to put it, you buy meat, so you basically force farming.
Do you think you need to do that?
No, I don't think so.
We have alternatives, right?
Yeah,
So what do you think would be the right choice? Do you think the right choice would be to continue demanding this out of animals or to not?
no. Well, it's like a way of life. It's the way you want to live your life. If you want to eat meat, you want to eat meat. But not everyone can be vegetarian, I think.
No, well, first of all, I'm not
You have to-
advocating for vegetarians because vegetarians are fucking hypocrites. I'm advocating for veganism, right? Vegans are the people who actually respect animals because this isn't just about food, it's about clothing, entertainment. It's not just about eating their flesh, it's also about not impregnating them so that they can have babies, so that we can take their babies away and kill them and we take their milk away or stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? So the reason why I ask you all this is... Oh God, I hate these fucking cars. The reason why I ask you all this is because you said it's a lifestyle and everyone is free to choose.
Yeah.
But do you think animal slavery should be left up to choice?
Sorry?
Do you think animal slavery should be left up to choice?
No.
Like if somebody wants to enslave, so then it shouldn't be. So everyone
But
should
they
be able
can
to
make a
choose.
choice.
Like obviously, like take for instance, I could make a choice where I choose to either punch everyone on the street or not.
Yeah.
But obviously, I shouldn't be allowed to punch everyone on the street, right? That shouldn't be a good choice, should it?
True. Yeah.
So should then everyone be allowed? I mean, should everyone be allowed? Should the choice of consuming animal products, which inherently means that animals are enslaved and killed, should that be a good choice?
No, it shouldn't be.
No, I agree with you. So what do you want to do with this? Because you're responsible for your choices.
True. And I'm gonna choose to stay what I am and who I am.
So you're gonna choose to exploit and slaughter innocent animals,
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
but you're demanding it, right?
Yeah, but I am. But I'm not choosing to do any of the slavery or that kind of stuff. What's this?
That's a little thing of what animals go through.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read that.
You're
I
not
know,
gonna look
I
through
know
it?
what's happening and I've watched videos and I've seen it,
Yeah.
but that's fucking triggering me. That's not okay.
I'm sorry it's triggering you, right? But that's
Yeah,
that's
I know
literally
what
the.
I know how
It's
it is.
it's a little bit of it's just
True.
a little bit of what's happening to them because in reality, for example, take for instance pigs, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that, for example, the males they have to cut their balls off, otherwise it's called boar taint. Otherwise, their meat doesn't taste good. So in fact, I've seen this with my own eyes. When they're babies, they cut their balls off without any anesthesia or anything.
Yeah.
Do you think that's nice to
no,
do?
of course not.
No, but if you buy bacon, for example, that's what it is that you're paying for. And they're putting gas chambers.
That also
Kill
depends
them.
on what kind of bacon you pick, from what brand or
It's
anything.
standard. Like I saw it in my grandmother's backyard, man. This isn't something
That's-
happening. When it comes to when you say it depends on the bacon that happens, everything I described so far happens everywhere.
True, but why are you comparing your grandma's backyard when you also have?
Because that's the absolute best standard of practice of farming animals. My grandma had names for their animals. My grandma cared about their animals and still did all this shit to them. The farmers that make food for supermarkets, for butcheries, for everything,
Yeah.
they don't even have names for their animals. They put numbers for them.
True, that's true. But I think that this conversation ain't going anywhere, and I get your standing point, and I get where you
It's
want
not
to
my
go.
point. It's the reality that you choose to ignore.
Okay, I get your reality, and the
It's
reality
not my reality.
it is.
It's the reality.
Okay.
It's easy to swipe it under the rug and say that
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know.
my opinion, it's the reality, and you don't see it happen. But when you buy an animal product, an innocent animal goes through that thing that you couldn't even see. They go through all that, and you
Okay.
wouldn't want to be in that position. So I fail to understand why you think it's okay to put others in that
It's
position.
not. It's not. But
So why continue doing it then?
why am I continue doing it? Because
Like, I don't care what you did in the past. I'm not here to judge, right? I'm here to.
No,
I'm concerned
I'm
with
not-
what you do going forward.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, there's a little spider there.
Ugh.
It's okay. Just minding their own business.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that, and I know that. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go, and I get this point, and I get.
How about with?
So yeah.
Can you watch the Minion?
Oh, I have watched the Minion.
You have watched the Minion?
I have watched
You watched the Minion and still you think you want to
No,
participate
but
in this?
what I'm trying to say is that not every brand does it like that.
You live in the Netherlands, right?
I do.
Do you know that 80% of the dairy farms in the Netherlands didn't even kill the male baby chicks? They let them starve to death? 80%.
What am I supposed to do about that?
Don't give them money. Don't demand them. Don't tell your parents to give them money.
All
Be
right.
the person who says no to it. That's what you can do. I'm not
Okay,
I'm not saying it's your fault that this happens. I'm saying you're responsible for it.
Great, but if
happening.
I stop giving them money, what about all the people walking down the street? over
If you
there?
stop giving them money, you can save up to 100 animals each year. 100 animals.
Okay. Yeah.
How is that not fair? Like if you were one of those 100
It is, but I
animals,
cannot just change my lifestyle.
Why
in
not?
that instance.
Can you not? If you go into a restaurant, let's rehearse this. If you go into a restaurant, how difficult it is for you to say, I'll have the plant-based option.
True, but all the vegans and that kind of stuff, they also demand soya and that kind of stuff, and they have to burn down forests for.
You know what most of the soya is used for? 80% of it.
For what?
For feeding the animals. You know what most of deforestation is for? It's for the animals. It takes between 3 to 10 times more land to produce 1 gram of animal protein versus 1 gram of plant protein.
Okay.
So if your concern is about the environment, it's obviously way worse for the environment to consume animal
All
products.
right. What do you want me to say here? What do you want me to?
I'm just trying to understand what exactly makes it okay for you to continue doing it.
Sorry, my friends are late.
That's okay.
But yeah, okay. I gave all the information I had, and I don't know what else you want to do here. So
I just want you to think logically, man. That's all I want you to do, right? Like you're young. I understand you're going to be making your decisions however you want, but just try to think a little bit, be logical about your choices. If you can't be empathetic towards these innocent animals, at least be logic towards these innocent animals.
all right. I'll think about it, and I'll
Okay.
try and do it, but I cannot guarantee stuff.
I mean, you're not doing it for me or for
I'm
you,
not
right? You're
doing
doing it for the animals, for
Yeah.
your values
Okay.
also, right?
Yeah.
See how you feel, okay?
All right.
Have a good one. And watch, if you can't watch the Minion, watch the most important speech you'll ever hear, okay?
I will.
Okay, have a good one. Cheers. Cheers, have a good one. There's a little spider here on my phone. I don't even know what kind of spider that is, but let me try and remove them from my phone. And harm them. Of course I'm not gonna kill them, but you already made a spider's web. He's afraid though. Bro, just get the fuck. Okay, that's it. Here we go. No. Bro, okay, here we are. You're good. It's okay. Are you good? You okay? Are you okay, little bro? Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, he's okay.
He's abusing animals. He's destroyed the spiders. Oh. Wow, you guys have absolutely no logic in your brains, do you? Hey, little pigeon. No, the spider ran away under the bridge. Bro, kill spider? Why would I kill the spider? I'm saying it's not your fault. I'm sitting here responsible. So many excuses, aren't there? Just full of nonsense excuses.
Ja, ik heb het veel rijden hier vermoeden.
Why do you not supplement vitamin? All these vitamins. You wanna have a conversation?
Yes.
How old are you?
17.
You can't be on camera.
I can.
You cannot, because you cannot consent. Sorry. Have a good one. Wait. Why do you not supplement vitamin A, E, K2, B6, and omega-3? Because you can find all those in plants. So sweet, Chip. Thank you for being kind to our spider friend and all the animals. Of course, we're being kind to them. He was more afraid of me than I was of him, or her, or them, whatever. It was just like smaller than my fingernail. What are we talking about? It's a small, tiny spider. Kind of weird looking, kind of funky looking, but you know. I like many spiders, black windows, jumping spiders, and the Goliath are my favorite. They're kind of cool. They're kind of cool, huh? What city are you in? I'm in Amsterdam. So many people hurt spiders and it makes me so sad. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad how we feel threatened by certain animals and we kill them because we feel threatened by them, right? Like spiders. Although we could just literally put a freaking glass on top of them, a little paper sheet, and then just take them out. It's as easy as that. But honestly, everything pales into comparison compared to what we do to the farm animals, to the way we use farm animals. That's just sad. It's just the farming of animals is just the saddest thing we do. Like, I understand at some point there was a necessity and it helped us develop, but right now it's not helping us. It's literally pulling us down. We're at a point when nobody's benefiting from this. It's literally making our society worse. It's making the animals' lives worse. And then we get all these people in this chat who are like, forget about it, like this guy. Cheer up, little fella, eat some meat. Cheer up, little fella, exploit, abuse, and slaughter innocent animal. Be a little bit violent, little fella, because, you know, if I'm a little bit violent, I feel better. Cheer up, little fella, just be a little bit violent. Cheer up, just cut a little bit of a throat of an innocent animal. Cheer up, you know, just sexually abuse a little animal. Come on, cheer up a little bit. If you sexually abuse a little animal, you feel better. Come on, little fella, cheer up a little bit. Yeah, no thank you. Weak chin? What are you talking about? I have such a strong chin. In fact, I kind of don't like that I have such a strong chin. Sexually abuse. Yeah, sexual abuse. I would say the fact that I guess I have to describe it to you, and you know, let me show it to you, because since everyone's over here, why not? I'll describe it to you. I'll describe it the hell to you. Oh, here it is. Oh, but you see, in doing that, now my signs are messed up. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So, let me describe it exactly to you. So you see this little glove over here. The reason why I call it sexual abuse, what happens for the production of this cheese store, the reason why it's sexual abuse is because, you see, they take this little glove over here, you see this one over here, they put it in the anus of a cow, right? They put it in the anus of a cow to hold their cervix. Then what they do is they inject bull semen in their vagina. If that's not fucking sexual abuse, and how do you think they get the bull semen, by the way? Exactly, by sexually abusing the bull. Don't tell me that this isn't sexual abuse. Don't be so blind. Don't have so much blind spot. Don't use motivated reasoning to justify sexual abuse. You guys want to have a conversation? Don't be those people, okay? Yeah, I saw a video on it, pretty gross. Yeah, exactly. It's obviously sexual abuse. In fact, if you look up on YouTube right now, all of you guys are on YouTube. If you just do a simple Google search on YouTube, how to get sperm from a bull, you'll find disturbing videos that are standard practice on how they get sperm from bulls. Standard practice. Unhinged says we're committing logical fallacies, but doesn't provide which logical fallacies we're committing. Logical fallacy, Unhinged, what's your name? Unhinged TDS. You will know that saying that we commit logical fallacies when we don't is a fallacy. It's called the fallacy. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. You can get B12 from plants? No, we synthesize that one. We don't need to get it from plants. We synthesize it. And we eat fortified foods with it. Simple as that. Chip just says look it up. No, I'm not. I just explained to you. I can't show you anything right now because you see my phone is over there. I'm filming with my phone. I know it's very difficult for you to understand like a simple perspective of putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. The simple empathy that you may have not for a human being that's in front of you. I know it's difficult for you, some of you, to understand that. But I am sitting here on the street. My phone is looking at me and I'm filming me while I'm holding a sign and trying to have conversations with people, while also at the same time talking to you people. And you're asking me to provide you with empirical evidence for something that I simply cannot do because I'm sitting here. That's what I'm saying. I can't even type. Like, I can't even type in this chat. I wish that that's actually something that I find kind of silly, because I wish I could, because then I could just like drop a link to all the studies, which would be good. Chip, you are standing, not sitting. Yeah, Jason, I'm standing. That's also a good point. Standing here. I guess it was more of a euphemism, sitting here. You don't want change because you're out of a so-called job. No, bro, I have a job. I just explained to you. What the fuck is... My God, some of you are like... I'm just like, I don't know if I have the patience for such stupidity. How old are you?
I'm 15.
15? You can't be on camera. You can't be on camera. Yeah, because you can't consent, sorry. Go then. You know what, just a joke for 20. That's okay, bro. You know what? I think you can go. I'll stay, okay? But I appreciate you for your concern. You wanna have a conversation? Stop harassing children. I just literally told them they can't be on camera. You think that's harassment? Oh, if you think that's harassment, just wait until you find out what Trump did to women. Hell, to young women. Wow, imagine that. If you think this is, if you think me telling a child that they can't be on camera is harassment, when they approach me. They are harassing me, exactly. I'm not even asking them, I'm just telling them they can't be on camera. What is your favorite vegan dessert? Wow, cute white girl with a very, very weird name. Says no one even wants to speak to him. We just had 3 people who want to speak to me, but I refuse to speak to them. What are you talking about? You were here. I know for a fact that you were here. Chip, how many vegans in the world? Somewhere between 1% and 2%. Depends on the country. In some countries it's around 5%. In some countries, it's like 1%. Depends on the country. What if I just eat fish? Well, the problem with that is that fish are still sentient beings, and fish are actually the worst, suffer the most out of everyone because, well, I don't know, between fish and dairy cows is difficult to say, but the reality is fish are asphyxiated to death, right? It's kind of the same as pigs, because pigs are put in gas chambers, so I guess they don't have it the worst. There's other sentient beings who have it worse. Doesn't really matter. Like, I don't think we should compare, but it's just pretty bad. Asphyxiating to death is pretty bad. Yeah, they belong in the ocean or in fresh water, wherever you got them from, not on your plate. Exactly. You can choose something else. I don't understand like how so many people are so like find this argument so difficult to understand. Hi, do you want to have a conversation?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Is my picture gonna be on the camera? Or?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, but how old are you?
Okay. Yeah. I'll stand here. Is that alright?
Yeah, that's okay. That's perfect,
Okay.
actually. How old are you, though? I'm
I'm
ask.
21.
21, okay.
I'm turning 21.
Turning 21, yeah. That's fine. No, like, if you would have been below 18, you couldn't have been on camera anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's fine. But if you don't want to be, that's perfectly fine. What's your name?
I'm Annie.
Annie, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Annie?
I'm from Vietnam, but
But-
I'm here for university.
Nice, nice. You know, Vietnam is one of the places that I've been wanting to go for years
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I've all
So-
heard like that.
The food is freaking amazing in Vietnam. So, yeah. I've been to Thailand and I was like, now I want to see Vietnam. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, I'm an animal rights activist.
Okay.
I try to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I just turned vegan.
You just turned vegan?
Yeah, because vegetarian is more accurate. Because I have a partner who's a vegetarian for life, and like they kind of gradually talk me into it. And I also cook for both of us, so it's just more convenient now, and also more cheaper, like cheaper-ish
It is cheaper, yeah.
to be vegetarian. So.
But do you consume like animal products, like dairy, maybe like cheese, like milk,
Yeah,
like eggs?
yeah, because I kind of have to.
Why do you
I don't
have
know. I feel the need to do it. Like I love cheese, I love milk, so
But that's not a have to, right? That's a want to.
that's sorry.
That's not I have to, that's I want to.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah. But do you know what cows go through for the production of milk, for example?
I know that there's a lot of like animal exploitation and also like cows. It depends because I also see some social media or like advertisement of like cows listening to music to on the field or something, and I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I have to like.
But the cows listening to the music is not from the farmers, it's from sanctuaries. I know what you're talking about.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's from the sanctuaries. It's from the places where cows are not used for food.
Okay.
Because the reason why cows produce milk is because they had babies, right? What do you think happens to the babies? Because they don't get the milk, right? Because
Okay.
we take
Yeah,
it.
that's
So what do you think happens to the babies?
That's not good, I guess, because the
We
baby
take them
is
away
not-
from their mothers.
Yeah, that's true.
And the males, we kill them.
Oh, that's actually.
And the females, they suffer the same fate as their mothers. They're repeatedly impregnated, which is one thing I forgot to mention. Yeah, they're also impregnated by us, right?
Okay.
Do you think that's okay to do to animals?
No, I don't think that's okay.
No, but do you think that when you buy these products, animals go through this for you?
Yeah. I feel shame now.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine that you feel that way, right? Like
Yeah.
it's normal. And I'm not here to judge what you did in the past. I'm just
Yeah.
interested what you want to do going forward.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do going forward? Do you want to be part of this, or do you want to just say, no, it's not worth it, and I'll be vegan?
I feel like I'm gradually taking steps into becoming vegetarian. Right now, I'm cutting meat. I'm not consuming any meat anymore, but I'm still like kind of holding on to dairy products because I'm used to it. Like I'm grow up in Vietnam. It's not really a choice to be vegetarian there because.
What do you mean? Like Thailand had so many vegan options.
Oh
I was
yeah,
vegan in Thailand.
yeah,
I'm
but
sure
like
vegetarian is the
it's
same.
just like my household. It's not really vegetarian. So when I eat with my family and I am a little kid, like if under 18, then I can't really have a say because like my mom's gonna cook for the
But
entire
you're no longer
family.
in that position, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not in that position. So
Yeah.
now I'm graduating, like gradually turning like vegetarian because of that.
But do you think you should be vegan?
For now, I think it is good for me to be vegan because I don't have that much money. Meat is expensive. Also, I like how my partner says about being vegetarian. They said they care about the environment and how the meat industry is so polluting the environment and stuff.
It's the same with vegetarianism, isn't it? Like, so the environmental footprint is 4 times more land on a animal base, like when you consume meat,
Yeah,
and twice more land when you consume dairy products.
yeah.
Dairy is one of the worst for the environment, so
Yeah, but the other side of the coin. Like I am not justifying my action. I'm just saying that I feel like there is no very like ethical consumption in this capitalist like economy. So like in my head, whenever I feel such a shame about this, I will feel like spiraling, like, oh, I have to be super extra careful of what I'm buying, but then I don't have enough money. I'm a student.
you just
I'm
said it's
working.
cheaper. It's cheaper to be vegan.
It's cheaper to be vegan, but it's not fully cheaper because now I'm kind of facing some health condition of not eating enough meat, and then I feel a bit dizzy. And I'm aware that there is much more like alternative of meat to like eat more protein and stuff, but like sometimes it's just that like alternative is a little bit more expensive. So now it's like a kind of a dilemma of like I'm cutting out meat because I'm cutting out meat and I'm also cutting out every protein I have, but then I don't really have money to buy the vegetarian
Tofu.
alternative. Yeah, I'm eating a lot of tofu now.
Tofu is cheap, right?
Yeah.
And tofu is a very great source of protein.
Yeah, I also find that like buying just vitamins and supplements is also okay.
Yeah, and it's very cheap also. But I'll provide you with resources to help you.
Yeah.
But like, I'm curious, like, if you had like access to a dietitian who can help you with all these issues and they'll help you go vegan, why wouldn't you go vegan then?
Oh, if I have access and if I have the money, I would 100% become vegan.
Okay.
And I'm also like drinking more almond milk and kind of milk right now. But yeah.
So if I
have-
provide you with this resource, I'll provide it to you right now. How many more animals should be exploited for you going forward?
I think like I'm receiving my paycheck today, so I'm gonna be like fully vegan for like a week or two to like try myself and how like adjust myself for the diet.
What about, it's called Challenge 22. Try it for 22 days.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Well, okay, 22 days it's okay for me.
Well, the thing is, the reason why it's called Challenge 22 is because on average it takes 22 days for a person to change a habit.
Yeah.
And most of the times it's a habitual thing that we consume these products.
Yeah.
So it's called Challenge 22 because for 22 days they send you recipes every day that help you go vegan, whatever your situation is. So if you need less money, if you have less money, they help you with that. Wherever you live, they help you with that.
Okay.
And all of it with access to a free dietitian if you need help also with that.
Okay, that's amazing.
It's
Thank you so
it's
much.
really nice, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is though that if after 22 days you don't feel like going back, why would you ever go back? Because like we don't see the injustice that animals go through, but they go through a lot of injustice, and on our side it can seem like a simple choice. We can say environment and all this stuff, and as you said, we can become so clouded about every single choice we're making on a capitalistic system. But in this situation, this is not about the best choice, it's about rights, animal rights.
Yeah.
When we buy an animal product, we violate their rights.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
You see what I mean? Like,
This is very helpful. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Maybe watch also the most important speech lever here. It appears at the second video when you
Yeah,
when it's getting.
yeah.
You watch it
I'll
with your
check it out.
partner and maybe maybe
Okay.
you both feel like
Yeah,
not being
yeah,
part of it.
that's
Okay.
amazing.
I appreciate you. You seem like an open-minded person.
Thank
you
you.
know, if the open-minded people can't make the change and make the world better, who can, right?
Yeah, I also think it's because there's a lot of like debate between like, oh, you have to go if you go vegan, you have to go fully for vegan. But I personally think that the first step is to be like, maybe you don't have to like 100% vegan immediately.
What do you think being vegan
Right.
means?
It's like for like, sorry, vegetarian. I switch up the place for.
But vegetarian is a diet. Being vegan is not a diet.
Is it? I'm not aware of this.
Yeah, that being vegan is about the animals. It's about respecting their rights. Do you know what a feminist is?
Yeah.
A feminist is somebody who respects the rights of women, right? Who
Yeah.
says women deserve equal rights and opportunities.
Yeah.
So what a feminist is to women, a vegan is to animals.
Okay.
It's the same, respecting their rights. We just happen to live in a society where animals are used for food, but we also use them for clothing, for entertainment, for testing on them. So being vegan means you reject all of that and say, since I don't need to do it, since I have alternatives, why would I pay for all that?
Oh, okay.
See what I mean? Like
Thank
it's about
you.
respecting the rights.
Yeah,
of
thank
animals.
you for that. Yeah.
Do you think that in this situation, like when it comes to the victims, to the animals, is there any way to say, yeah, I'm gonna exploit one or two more animals and then stop? Would that be
Yeah,
logical?
no, that's not a good way. But
Yeah.
also, I think what the point I'm making is like, it's kind of like if both sides can like be a little bit more open-minded and like a bit more like open-minded, I guess, then
Would
like
you tell that to a misogynist that they should would be a little bit like, would you tell that story to a person who's a misogynist? Would you accept it if they said, be a little bit open-minded towards my view when they say women don't deserve equal rights and opportunities?
okay, I think I would do something that you would do like right now. I would inform them, I would talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I would try to like but what I'm saying is like not like to be partly like vegan, vegetarian. I would say like just give people time to adjust themselves and inform them and like
I can't do anything. I'm just telling you, right? Like you have to make your own choices. I'm just explaining to you that when you make these choices, like obviously for the environment and all this, you can take it gradually, as you said,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make a big difference for those. But for the animals and their rights, it makes a big difference every time you buy a product.
yeah.
That choice that you're making could mean life and death for one single animal.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's like, yeah, okay, on our side it can seem like gradual change, however we want to take it. But on their side it's black and white when we make this one choice.
Yeah.
Now, however you want to do it, you do it. I personally would think that you should do it. Just stop paying for this stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I can't force anybody to
No,
do
no,
what you
it's-
want to do. I'm just trying to explain what
Yeah,
how
yeah,
the
I
perspective is.
appreciate also
Yeah.
the card and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will have to go right now.
Yeah,
but
thank you for having this
thank you so
conversation with me.
much.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, watch that video, okay? And
Yeah,
see
sure,
us. Yeah,
sure.
have a good one. Hey, Mr. David. Okay, it's been 2 hours. I think we're gonna have a couple more conversations, and I'm getting kind of tired. Also, the camera battery died. Ben, please stop silencing people. There's like, we lost all the traction that we had with a lot of people. Daniel, also, you should stop antagonizing him. Come on, bro. What the hell is it? The animals will continue to be exploited whether we buy it or not. Well, no, bro. It doesn't work that way. A lot of other animals would be, but some animals won't be anymore. It doesn't work that way. It's like saying, why would I stop violating the rights of somebody? Rights are going to be violated anyway. It doesn't work that way. Some individuals will not have their rights violated if you choose to stop. That's the whole point. Some animals will not have their rights violated. Hey Chip, I can threaten the trolls. Nabbed, I can moderate next time. No, you know what? I'm going to remove all the moderators. When I get home, that's what I'll do. I thought I did that already, but I forgot to save apparently. Hey. You guys want to have a conversation? Probably just gonna keep Tone because he's a moderator everywhere, and maybe Mark. Yeah, Martin, I'm gonna keep him.
I love you for loving animals, I really do. I don't think I love animals, I just respect them. I fight for against injustice. Ben, I'm trying to fight for animals' rights here, Ben. The reason why I do this live, I explained to you, Ben, is because I'm trying for more people to understand the vegan message. If we're going to be kicking out everyone who says something we don't like, we're not going to be able to reach the people that we want. And in the end, we're defeating the purpose of why I'm here in the first place. Okay? So we can't keep doing this. We can't, like, come on. It's my time. It's your time. It's everyone's time. I don't want to be here on the street to do this, you know? I would much rather be at home to do something else. Work or something else. I mean, sometimes I like it, but sometimes I don't. Like today I wasn't necessarily in the mood to do this, but I wanted to do it because, you know, I want to fight for animals. And as I said, sometimes it's the right thing to do. But we own dogs, why not chickens? Don't own anybody. And when you own dogs, you don't treat them like you treat chickens. You don't treat them like property. You don't take away from them simply because you can, do you? You do that with chickens. You need to use hot women to reach more people. You need to stop objectifying women also, bro. God, the fact that we live in a world where I have to explain people that objectifying women is also wrong, it's getting to me. It's getting tiring. Can you still smoke weed in Amsterdam? Yeah, if you want to. Thank you for educating people who stand up for animals. I hope their future is vegan. I hope so too. I hope so too. Sorry, daydreaming. It's just daydreaming out of nothing. My injury still hurts a little bit. I think I maybe have pushed a little bit too hard in the gym. I need to learn to take the days off also from the gym. I took the day off today, but I still had to do some manual labor around the house in the morning. So I think I may have re-triggered my injury a little bit. We'll see. God damn it, I hope not. It's been so annoying. It's been so annoying, man. Bench pressing has been so annoying that I couldn't bench press for weeks. Then I finally started bench pressing last week, and now if I have to go back again, it's gonna be annoying. But you know, it's what it is. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna put the sign down and see if people come. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna stop. I'm not feeling it anymore. Let's see if anybody comes. Meanwhile, we'll have a. We were speaking of somebody's coming. No, he's not. Probably a child anyway. Looks like a child. Do you let a rat live in your house, or do you set it free into the wild?
Hello.
Hey, what's your name?
Night.
How old are you?
17.
You can't be on camera. You're too young.
I am 18, but yeah, I would think.
Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Live on YouTube. Yeah.
Do you speak English?
I hear it.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to have a conversation. It's a pretty serious conversation.
Okay.
Okay, have a good one.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Yeah, I also don't believe that he was 18, sorry.
Explain the 22-day challenge. So the 22-day challenge. So it's a website challenge 22 that the mods can put in the chat. What's the best way to start activism? I'll explain it in a second. So challenge 22 is a website where you subscribe with your name and your email. Then they ask you if you want to be part of a Facebook group or WhatsApp group. And what they do is they put you in a group where they send you recipes every day. They put you in a group with other people who have kind of the same situation as you, so that you can communicate with them, so that you have other people to hold yourselves accountable. And they send you recipes, they help you go vegan, all of it for free. What's the best way to start activism? Like Martin just put it there. Thank you, Martin. What's the best way to start activism? I would say, just start doing it. If you're shy with speaking to people, maybe don't do it on camera first if you feel shy. If you want to film it also, you can film it. You don't have to be live also at first, right? You can just film it and never post it, or film it and then leave it, or whatever. I would say always film yourself when you do activism, or have some form of a camera there with you, because there's people who get so triggered by the fact that we fight for animal rights that it's good just for your safety to have a camera. Either have a camera on you or whatever. Yeah. Or join a team. Yeah, that's a good one. We the Free is a very good way to start activism. I think maybe joining a team is the best way to do it, indeed. Joining a team is the best way. Anonymous for the Voices or We the Free. I personally think We the Free is better. Anonymous for the Voices is a little bit... They're very strict, so if you're the type of person who needs strictness and who enjoys being told what to do, Anonymous for the Voices is good. If you're the type of person who likes a bit more freedom and learning how to do activism, not being told how to do it, then We the Free is better. So it depends on you. Convenience is not an extreme. I have created an ethical reflection challenge, Animal Justice 21. I can give early access. It will be out officially soon. Oh, that sounds cool, Jake. I'm curious about that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I kind of lost my energy over here. I have a little bit of pain where my injury was, so that's why I kind of lost my energy, because I'm a little bit concerned. I hope it goes away. Anonymous for the Voices are evil. I wouldn't call them evil. What the fuck? This all or nothing mentality. They're not evil. They're just individuals who are doing their job. They're not perfect. They do a lot of weird things. Take care. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I still need to revisit that site. Now I'm not sick from tooth problems, Jake, but so far it's great. Interesting. What's your opinion on what to do with feral dogs destroying crops? Feral hogs destroying crops. Just, put a fence around them. Chip out of 100 people. How and yeah. It really depends on the country. In most places they do very good things. Yeah. Daniel's a troll. Okay, good to know. We keep him here for entertainment. Okay. Okay. Good to know that Daniel's a troll. Sorry for leaving, but life called. That's okay. No injustice lasts forever. We're glad to have you here. We're glad to have you here. Still waiting for... let's see, maybe we get some conversations going. The next conversations are going to be spicy if somebody comes and has a conversation with me. Because I'm really not going to... Let's see. Depends on the person also. Hey, Peg, nice to see you here. You say yay for the spiciness? I think I will start with no more meat. That's good, but consider, that's obviously a good step forward. Just, consider also all animals, not just... I don't know why we wouldn't consider, dairy cows. God, so much name calling in this chat. Just stop it with the name calling, guys. Let's try and have
positive conversations. Understand some people are a little bit triggered, but let's still try and have some positive conversations. Hey, Peg, nice to see you here. We're trying to change people's minds, it's a difficult job, as an animal rights activist, because obviously we're human beings and we'll get triggered by the nonsense that people say because we've heard it all before plenty of times. I think we should still be civil and try to be decent. God fucking damn it, I hate you fucking pieces of shit cars that are driving on the sidewalk. How fucking difficult it is to drive there. Ugh. Sorry. Fucking hate them. Okay, in the next car I'm gonna fucking sit in front of them. Done. Where can I find the minion? Maybe somebody from the moderators can drop the link, the minion. Next time we see a car, I'm just, yeah. Lol, be civil. Yeah, I hate them, David. It's enough. I had enough of them. It's not one or two. It's enough. It's all the fucking taxis and all the blue number cars, the ones that they think they have priority over everyone. They can drive wherever the fuck they want because they drive people. No. Oof. YouTube channel called Farm Transparency Project is where you can find the minion. Good one. And maybe some people can drop a link. That's why we need moderators, not to fucking silence people, but to drop links. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Are they allowed on the side deck there? And that's ridiculous. No, they're not allowed. And the thing about it is that there's the sidewalk here, and then the road is right over there. But because sometimes the tram blocks their access to the road, because the tram stops here because they have a single line, so they have to share the line with the trams coming versus the trams going, they, instead of waiting for the tram to pass, they go on the sidewalk and go take a left, right? They have to take a U-turn here. Fucking awful. I'm not gonna allow this guy to come through here. People are in a hurry. That's fine. They can be in a hurry somewhere else. You can't just because I'm in a hurry doesn't mean I'm allowed to drive on the sidewalk. It's dangerous. How old are you?
15.
You can't be on camera.
I'm 16. I'm 18. I can show you.
No, you're not.
I can show you.
But you can't be on camera even if you're 16. You have to be 18 and plus.
What are you doing? He's 18.
Just having conversations with people.
What are you doing?
Just having conversations with people.
He's 18.
I don't know if I believe that.
Have a good day.
You too. Cheers. A lot of under 18 years olds today, Draculum. All right? A lot of under 18. I have much more important shit to be pissed about if I were to take to the streets. That's fine. I'm not judging what you do activism for. I think every single cause is important to fight, and we should fight for a lot of causes, Sometimes you need to speak up for women's rights, sometimes you need to speak up for immigrant rights, sometimes you need to speak up for LGBTQ rights, sometimes you need to speak for animal rights. But if one person chooses to speak for one of those causes, it doesn't mean that anybody who chooses to speak up for another cause is doing anything less simply because you care about one cause more than the other, okay? Just telling you. He's always asking teenagers their ages. Yeah, if they want to be on camera, I'm asking their ages, yes. Ew, he's trying to get consent from people. Ew, this guy cares about consent. Oh my God. So insane. Daniel says vegans are gay. Thank you, Daniel. Indeed, we are cool. Gay means cool on this channel, and yes, indeed, we are very cool. You want to have a conversation?
Sure.
How old are you?
20.
20? Okay, because you look young. Are you okay being live on YouTube?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it. You live right now?
Yeah. You want to come here so that you're in view?
Hello from Amsterdam.
You wanna come here? I don't know, not a lot, like 80.
Oh, nice.
1,000.
What's your name?
I'm Devin.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Devin. What's your name?
Kevin.
Devin, Kevin?
Rex.
I thought you was gonna say Melvin. But okay.
Oh,
Rex.
Devin?
Okay, where are you guys from?
California.
California?
Yes.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Where in California?
SoCal by Los Angeles.
Perfect. It's nice, I love it. How do you guys enjoy Amsterdam? Do you live here or do you live there?
I live over there, but I enjoy it a lot.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm Chip. I'm an animal rights activist. Oh. Wait, you gotta let this car pass through. Maybe you're gonna be. What is this? There you go.
That doctor's hat. And the hat. Like the number of the shoes paper.
Alright. Yeah. So I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals. How do you guys feel about animals?
I like animals.
I like
animals?
Animals, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we should be enslaving animals?
What do you mean by enslaving?
You know, treating them like an object, like a property.
I think in today's world, it's very hard not to in terms of food production.
Yeah, but the question is, should we be doing it? As in, is it moral if we choose to do so?
I say it's a matter of proportionality. You have to weigh the lives of the animals versus the fact that they're being used for food consumption, feeds billions of people across the world.
But should we be enslaving one single animal?
Yeah, enslaving. I don't know. It's like a soft definition, I would say, because I mean, my first thought goes to like how we can't prove animals have consciousness, and we don't see them
Of
as.
course we can. Animals are conscious, yes.
Like proving the same independent thought that humans can have, rather than them just relying on.
Yeah, they have a
on
prefrontal
instincts.
cortex. That's where our thought comes from. Therefore, they have thought also.
I
They have
think
thoughts.
I think enslaving might be a little misleading in terms of the word that you use, because that insinuates a negative connotation automatically.
Is farming animals slavery?
No.
No, I don't believe so.
If we replace the animal with the human, would it be slavery?
I think that's completely different because a human is.
So if we did exactly the same thing we do to an animal, but we replaced it with a human animal, would that be slavery?
A human animal.
Yeah, it would be
'cause then
wrong. I think for
humans
sure.
are animals.
Yeah.
It would be wrong for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So why would it be right to do it to animals, knowing that we don't need to?
Because we have to look at the purpose of animals throughout the course of history. There has not been
Today, why would we need to do this? Why would we do this to them today, since we don't need to do it?
because we need animals for food.
We
for
don't.
the entire globe.
We can be healthy without consuming animal products. And in fact, if we didn't produce animals, if we didn't exploit them, use them, we could produce more food for more people.
So what would happen in the global food chain, supply chain, if we stopped enslaving animals tomorrow?
We would have more food for more people.
If we released all animals from farming and from centers where they use them for food, what would
It
happen
would be an
tomorrow?
issue, sure, but that's obviously an
Billions of
unrealistic
people would
scenario.
starve.
But that's an unrealistic scenario anyway, right? Like the whole point of it is not like what I'm advocating is for example, all you three stop exploiting animals, and then people sequentially if every single person who's in Amsterdam, if 2 people per day in Amsterdam stop exploiting animals, at some point we get to a mass where a certain percentage of population no longer exploits animals, and then we have something to actually handle these animals. But in farming, we bring these animals into existence. So the less animals are exploited, the less animals are brought into existence. So it's a non-issue. It becomes an issue because we create the issue, right? Like
What would be an alternative to animal products?
plant-based products. When it comes to food, clothing, all this kind of stuff, right? We have plenty of
What do you think about animals who are overpopulating an invasive species that need to be hunted to,
like humans,
to maintain the supply chain?
like humans?
I think that's, in terms of morality, I don't think that humans and animals should be judged.
Well,
on
what
the
do you
same
think
scale
about
of
humans
morality.
hunting animals like invasive species of deer or bug? Or
Well, the
something?
most invasive species is by far humans, right?
Yeah, I mean, but as the ones on the top of the food chain as well.
Well, we wouldn't hunt humans because they're invasive species, why would we hunt other animals because they're invasive species?
because they destroy ecosystems.
Yeah, we disrupt the
But we
ecosystems
created
as well.
that issue, didn't we?
How do we create that issue?
Well, because we come into the ecosystem and we put that animal there. The reason why these ecosystems are destabilized is because we destabilize these ecosystems. They're not destabilized because they destabilize themselves, right?
So would it be better to keep them destabilized? Because
Well, it would be better to handle them in other ways. Like if you really care about like ecosystem management, what you could do is give them birth control or stuff like that, right? Like instead of just killing the animal, you can give them birth control, and this way they don't procreate anymore, and you solve the issue in a couple of years.
So you're talking about morality, yet you want to sterilize animals. That doesn't sound very moral, honestly.
Sure.
That's eugenics.
But,
That's what that
the same
is.
thing would be wrong.
Sure,
for
sure,
humans.
but like I'm just saying that would be the better solution out of the idea of killing. If the only solution to save animals would be killing them or giving them birth control, I would rather give them birth control than killing them.
I disagree
I never heard of that.
because I feel like the positives.
But what exactly morally justifies farming an animal when there's no necessity for it?
Can I explain?
Sure. But let's talk about farming because that's why I was bringing it up.
So, in terms of proportionality, you got to look at the effects of farming animals as opposed to the harm imposed upon the animals. If the former is greater than the latter, then I think it justifies based on proportionality.
Well, it's worse for everyone. Farming animals is bad for the environment, bad for society, bad for the animals, bad for the economy, bad for everything. So what exactly? Who's winning by us farming animals?
I'd like to know why. I think
Okay,
those
which
claims
one?
are a little baseless.
For the animals, it's pretty clear why it's bad for them, right?
Of course. Well,
Yeah. For the environment,
let's talk about the environment. Let's talk
sure.
about the economy.
It takes between 3 to 10 times more land to produce 1 gram of animal protein versus 1 gram of plant protein. So it's obviously worse for the environment. Economy, because animals are fed so much food. Like for example, a cow eats 30 kilograms of food per day. That's like 60 pounds, let's say. Farmers have to feed them a lot of food. So what happens is they get subsidized by governments, and that's why the animal products cost so cheap, is because they have heavy subsidies. For example, in the United States, they're subsidized more than half. It's like 60% is subsidies. So if we didn't produce these animal products, the government could use all that money to either subsidize products that are actually good for the environment, or to not subsidize anything and use that money to give free healthcare to their citizens.
So now we're
there
talking.
you go.
Now
So
we're
we could use the
talking
economy.
about-
We could use in all other ways, right? So instead of using the money to actually to subsidize the exploitation of sentient beings simply because we've always done it, we could use that money to do actually good things with it. Because in doing so, not only that, we should be penalizing animal agriculture, because animal agriculture is amongst the top 3 leading causes of climate change. It's worse than almost everything. Like you as an individual, if you care about climate change, the single best thing you can do is adopt a plant-based diet, because your climate footprint alone could go up to a quarter less. Like it could be 1/4 of what it is now, simply by choosing to adopt a plant-based diet and still living the same life you do now.
Okay, I feel that if we're talking about removing animals from farming totally,
Yeah, not bringing them into existence to use them.
yeah, we need to discuss it in a way that would be realistic for the economy. What would be your plan of action to get rid of animal-based products and animal food, meat consumption in?
I can tell you my opinion, right? But like, and we can discuss opinions, but I'm not generally interested in discussing opinions, because when we discuss opinions, we can have different opinions, and I'm not claiming that my opinion is better than your opinion or something like that. What I'm just claiming, I'm trying to base everything but also factual data. And when it comes to facts, we know for a fact that, for example, you 3 can choose to adopt a plant-based diet and no longer be oppressing innocent animals. And I'm concerned about the rights of animals. That's why I named myself an animal rights activist when I started this conversation. So what exactly justifies violating the rights of animals for something that you don't need? And you know that when you buy a product, you are demanding the exploitation, the rights violations of an innocent animal.
So I'm curious what you think about carnivorous animals and animals that hunt other animals, because
They don't have options.
humans to being.
They don't have options.
Sure they do.
Like biologically,
Sure they
it's not
do.
possible.
They don't know.
So you think the long term?
What options do they have?
Be to eat plants, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
to
carnivorous
adapt to
animals
it.
cannot eat plants, no.
We are kind of carnivorous animals. We are
No,
omnivores.
we are omnivores.
We'll be
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
eat
we can thrive on both.
plants and animals.
We can eat both, yes. We
So
can
why
digest
not, why
both.
not follow the natural biological processes of being an omnivore as opposed to
this appeal
going towards an
to first of
herbivore?
all, this appeal to nature fallacy. It's a fallacy. It's a logical fallacy because it implies that somehow something being natural means it's good, but that's not necessarily good. For example, rape is natural and it's not good. Something that
Rape is not
animal
natural.
something rape
Rape
is
is not
natural. It happens
natural.
in nature. What are you talking about?
not
Ducks rape each other so much that there's duck vaginas that have traps inside of them so that they don't
That's
get raped.
insane.
Rape is very much happening in nature all across. It's very natural. Just because animals rape each other doesn't mean you should do it. So just because animals eat other animals doesn't mean you should do it. And why is that? Because animals are kind of like children in a manner. They are not moral agents, they're moral patients. They have some sense of morality, they know right from wrong, but it's very basic. We, however, understand very much more complex situations of morality. And when we understand more complex situations of morality, when we're the adults in the room, we behave like the adults in the room. We don't look at the child and say, you see the child is drawing on the wall, why can't I? We say, I'm an adult, I understand why drawing on the wall is wrong. I'm an adult, I understand why if I choose an animal product, I choose to exploit an innocent animal when there's no need for me. Even if an animal has a choice, if they're not aware of their choice, if they're not aware of the harm that they're causing, how could you ever blame them? Like even if all three of you consumed animal products in the past without knowing the harm that you're causing, without actually realizing how exploitative or bad it is for the animals, I can't possibly say that what you were doing, I could say it's wrong, but I can't hold you accountable for it because you may not know that what you were doing is wrong. But the minute that you know what you're doing is wrong, you're still actively choosing to exploit an innocent animal for a product you don't need.
So you and this is just an honest question. You view a person who understands the effects of consuming animals, but does it anyways as immoral.
Obviously, yeah. It's not the person, the action is immoral, yeah.
Okay.
Just like if I understand that if I choose to buy a product, if I'm faced with two options, for example, for shoes, right? And I choose to buy the option that chooses child slavery. I have the option between child slavery and non-child slavery, and I choose the option with child slavery simply because it's from a brand that I've always bought it, or because that's all I know. That's a bad option. It's as simple as that.
Would it be an immoral action to buy shoes that were made by child slavery if you could only afford the shoes that were? Like if it was a cheaper option to be made by child slavery?
No, I wouldn't. Like, so if you're...
Would it be immoral for people to only be able to afford it?
I'd like to see where your clothes are made from.
Well, actually, all my clothes are pretty ethically sourced. Like, I actually look out for that. Just to answer your question, like, I would say when you have the choice, I do mean also the financial choice, right? Like, obviously, if you're put in a situation where the only way for you to survive because of financial reasons is for you to buy from child slavery, sadly, you're put in this situation. I don't think it's...
You don't think that's an immoral action?
I think it's a justified immoral action, right? Like, it's something that you do because you need to, not because you want to.
I feel like the same thing... I would think the same thing applies to food as well and eating. Like if people live in a society or culture, like we have a financial institution and an economy based around plant-based or animal-based proteins now, where it's probably a more viable, more sustainable, like more easily accessible option for people to eat animals.
But it's not. That's the thing about it. That's why I'm sitting here on the street, because that's not the situation. It's cheaper to be plant-based. It is more accessible. It's cheaper, more accessible, and it's healthier on average. So, for example, if you actually are a poor person, the best chances are for your health to adopt a plant-based diet, because you probably get the best bang for your buck with it.
You don't get those micronutrients that you get from animal-based diets,
Which
like
micronutrients do you
creatine.
need? By the way, I'm a certified nutritionist, so.
Okay.
Creatine is something that our body produces. You don't need it. And the creatine monohydrate that you buy in stores is synthesized, so it's not really animal or plant-based.
What I will say is that from my experience, or from our experience in the United States, it is more expensive to buy plant-based products.
We have studies showing that it's up to 30 to 40% cheaper. I have friends who live in California, and they tell me that it's cheaper. In fact, next to LA specifically, my sister lives in North Carolina. I lived for 4 months in the U.S. I lived a month in California, and I've seen it myself. It's really much cheaper to be plant-based, because you think about, a lot of the times you tend to think about the plant-based meats and plant-based cheeses, but those are expensive indeed a lot of times. Not here in Amsterdam, luckily, but there they are. But I'm not advocating for that. Tofu is cheap everywhere. If you go to Costco, tofu is way cheaper than any meat product, and tofu isn't even the cheapest product. For example, soy chunks, which are 50% protein, those are like 1/5 of the price of meat when it comes to price per protein. So you're getting a lot more for a lot less. And not only that, but you can buy them in bulk and keep them for years. So if you live in a remote situation, it's also the best situation because you just buy a lot of it, keep it in your house, and then you can just rehydrate it and eat them for years.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'd have to look into that myself. I feel like my personal experience has been more expensive to buy plant-based alternatives to proteins. Like I think to reach the same number of macronutrients would be more expensive through plants, I think.
Well,
my personal experience.
I eat like 5,000 calories every day. I eat a lot.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm a bodybuilder. I eat a lot. I also move a lot. You bike everywhere here.
You walk a lot.
You walk a lot.
Yeah.
You bike a lot, right? So you have to eat a lot. Also, I'm also a bodybuilder, as I said, power lifter. So I do a lot of exercise. And I also have a treadmill under my desk. So I also walk every time I work. But with the 5,000 calories that I eat now versus when I wasn't vegan and I was eating like 2,000 calories, because I've been tracking my calories for maybe 8 years now, and I've been vegan only for 5, so I've been tracking calories for a while. I can tell you that it's still cheaper now, even with the inflation that has gone up, it's still cheaper now with me eating almost double, still cheaper than what it was before.
Like to achieve the same macronutrients has been cheaper for you?
Say that again?
Like the same macronutrients as well? Like the same protein,
yeah,
fats,
I'm trying to reduce protein actually because like I just went on to way too much protein. Like the problem with plant protein is that, for example, an animal protein, when animal protein also comes with fat a lot of the times because it's cheese, milk, eggs, all of these also have fat. And fat is the highest in calorie. So when you have protein per calorie, which is what matters the most, you're going to have a way better ratio in plants because plants protein usually doesn't come with fat also. It just comes with carbohydrates which are way lower in calories.
Would it be more than like a really lean meat as well? You think like
Well,
chicken
lean
or
meat are good, you're right, but lean meats, they're expensive. Fuck meat, right? They're very expensive. So I'm just saying on average, you're probably going to buy a regular meat which has a little bit of fat, which has some of that. So you're just going to end up, like I personally ended up, because I was concerned about protein, I ended up having like 40% of my diet being protein, and it was way too much, so now I'm trying to reduce it. But yes, macronutrient profile, whatever you want to achieve, you can definitely achieve it on a plant-based diet.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look into it myself. That's an interesting thought.
And what I will say, and this is the last thing because we do have to leave.
Yeah.
But
okay, but just to be clear, I've been speaking about like diet and stuff, but it's about the animals, right? Like just to be clear.
Yes, and I will say that in my personal opinion, I think the methods in which animals are held in captivity, as you say, and producing and eventually killed, especially these big corporations like fast food industries that fill these animals with preservatives and things like that to get them fatter and
it's
to
the same
get
everywhere, man.
But I do think that is a bigger issue than just having an animal on a
Why is
farm.
that an issue? Why is it an issue if we want to torture an animal? Why would it be bad to torture an animal?
Well, you have to look at the pain that you cause the animal. There are methods.
Why is it bad if it? I'm just trying to get to it. Why is it bad to cause an animal pain?
Well, I think it's bad to cause anything pain.
But why?
Well, when we talk about the purpose of a being, I do think that there are certain moral rules.
It's not the
and
purpose,
codes.
is it? Because even if I say that their purpose is to feel pain, does that mean it's okay for me to generate pain for them?
No, it would not be.
No. So the reason why it's bad for them to feel pain is because they don't want to feel pain. The reason why it's bad for me to inflict pain on you is because you don't want to feel pain. But if you want to feel pain and you ask me to generate pain for you, it wouldn't be bad, would it? Right? Like if somebody's a masochist and they like pain, they like to be hit in the balls or something. There's some weird people out there, right? It's not bad if you generate pain for them. So pain isn't inherently bad. It's only bad because the individuals don't want to. So then the question comes, if you think torturing animals is bad because they don't want to, then shouldn't killing animals be bad also because they don't want to? It's the same reason.
Yeah, it's a very complex issue.
But it's only complex. You know why it's only complex? It's only complex because you want to continue doing it and you realize that if you would admit to it, you would have to stop doing it.
Well, of course, there's certain choices that I make in my life that I sacrifice things and I do things that I feel benefit myself, support myself, and I don't think there's something wrong with that.
Well, there is. It's called motivated reasoning, right? When we start with the conclusion, when we say, I want to reach this conclusion, and instead of me judging whether the act that I'm doing is right or wrong, instead of me actually trying to do logical argumentation over it, I'm starting with the conclusion, I eat meat, therefore I think it's okay. Then it's wrong because what the point of contention is whether eating meat is actually okay, right? And in order for you to actually find a conclusion, what you want to do afterwards with the conclusion, it's up to you, obviously. But when you want to reach that conclusion, you have to start with the premise that it might be wrong. You have to start with the premise that, wait a minute, if I was in that shoes, wait a minute, if it were a dog, for example, would it be okay if we did this to dogs?
that goes back to social context and
But that's just
historical
nothing.
practice.
That's just nothing that we invented, right? Like you can imagine a world where we have pigs as pets and dogs as in slaughterhouses. We can easily imagine a world like that. Like
You can imagine anything.
I'm just saying, like, but it's not that you can imagine everything. It's actually a realistic scenario that can happen because they are all made of meat at the end of the day. So the difference is that we assign, like we say, oh, you a dog are supposed to be a pet, I put you in this box. You a pig are supposed to be food, I put you in a box. And because you're in this box, I'm gonna kill you. And because you're in this box, I'm gonna treat you nicely. But we put them in those boxes. How is it fair? Like just because we have power over them to put them in boxes doesn't mean that we judge them based on the box that they're in. Like that's literally how we did according to all forms of injustice. When it comes to slavery, we said, you're black, therefore I put you in this box, you're made for this, I'm gonna do this to you. You're a woman, therefore you don't deserve rights, I put you in this box because I have power over you. And this is what we're trying to escape from, right?
I
This
think
idea
that's a
that
slippery slope, honestly.
well, it's not, because it's exactly the type of injustice, the type of mentality that has been used across any form of injustice. They're in a different box than us. We put them in this box. They're in a different category. It's okay for us to do this to them because they're in a different category. They're different from us. But what we should be asking is what we ask to black people and to women. Yes, there are differences, but do the differences justify the oppression? Yes, there are differences between us and animals, but do the differences justify the oppression? I don't think they do, because at the end of the day, we all want to live, we all have an experience of life, and we can always choose something else. If there's no necessity for it, how can we ever justify it?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting conversation.
Right.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for stopping by. Let me give you cards. I appreciate you stopping by. You have a documentary here called Dominion. It literally shows you what animals go through. Give that a watch. And Challenge 22, they hook you up with a dietitian. They send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan. Okay.
Thanks.
Let's be nice to animals, okay, guys? Let's.
Thanks for the time.
We all
Appreciate
deserve moral consideration. Okay.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Cheers. Okay, everyone. That's it. I'm done. Had a good conversation now. I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, an interesting conversation when you cannot defend your position, so make the right actions follow. You know what, Renee? I agree with you. Hey, you wanna have a conversation?
Yeah, what's the social experiment about?
It's about animals.
Oh?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Are you keeping live on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hello, guys.
Me. You wanna come here, start your interview?
Yes.
Nice. What's your name?
My name is Maciek.
Maciek, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Chip.
Chip.
Where are you from, Maciek?
I'm from Poland, but I
Poland.
live already 8 years in the Netherlands.
Nice. I'm from Romania, but I live 10 years here.
Oh, a little longer, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here to speak up for animals. How do you feel about animals?
I feel like they are a big part of the world ecosystem, and they're an important part of it.
Do you think it's okay to enslave animals?
I guess you're talking about the zoos, right?
Zoos is one way we enslave them. Farms is another way we enslave them. We enslave animals in a lot of ways. I'm talking mostly about the exploitation of animals.
Okay.
So slavery is the easiest example of exploitation. So.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. I think it's, let's take for example pandas. Some type of animals, or some species of animals couldn't live without us, or they'd be already extinct.
Which species are those?
Pandas.
Pandas, okay.
They are the only example I'm aware of, but I guess there could be something more.
Okay.
Or there couldn't be, I don't know. Out of the things I know, pandas are a species that would be extinct if not for the humans.
So we should protect them?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So whatever we do, we should do in their interest?
Yes.
I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem is when we do something to animals which is in our interest and in their detriment. For example, when we farm them. Do you think when we farm an animal, we're looking after their interest?
Not really. We are looking more onto our own interest.
And do you think we need to do that to them? When you think we need to farm them?
I don't think that's like necessary, but that's just something that is so deep in our culture as humans. I don't think it's gonna like change overnight. Or
Sure.
Over a few next years.
Sure. But we as individuals, we as consumers, do we have responsibility for it happening because we pay for these products?
Yeah, but you don't have so much power like as a single person over the whole thing.
100 animals per year, you could say, by not buying animal products anymore. You have power over 100 animals each year.
Okay. If you don't buy meat in the That's just a question. If you don't buy meat in the supermarket, what happens to the meat?
They probably throw it away.
It goes thrown away. So
And then they order less, and then less animals are exploited.
do they order less?
Yeah, my mother had a supermarket, that's how it works.
Okay. Like a small,
Especially for perishables, especially for meat and dairy
a
products.
small local market, yeah, they probably would order less because they make less profit if they didn't. But like a big chain like Lidl, Albert Heijn, Jumbo,
Especially them, because the thing about it is that all these products need to be kept in fridges, and fridges are fucking expensive for everyone. They can't, like even a small Albert Heijn, they don't have fridges in the back. They don't, like, I think they have maybe, or some big Albert Heijns have, but not all of them do. They all work kind of in the same way. And eventually, you don't understand supply and demand. And the reality is, when you buy an animal product, you demand that an animal is exploited for you.
sure, but actually every Albert Heijn has it's at least like big storage.
Yeah, but the storage
cool
doesn't always
storage.
have like,
Cool storage.
they always have a cool storage? Fair enough.
Yeah,
I've been into one that didn't. That's why I'm saying, like, I've been into one that didn't have.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was a small Albert Heijn, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But oh, sorry, I gotta pee. I'm all over the place. But like, I'm trying to understand, because if it's wrong to exploit animals, what makes you demand it? What makes you think it's okay for you to demand it? Whatever happens to the system.
I never said that.
Do you think it's wrong to exploit animals?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So then, do you think that when you demand these products, you are doing something that's wrong?
Not necessarily because it's already dead. But, then
But you are creating demand.
You say about the creating demand. But there are some animals that are mostly used for food and just some that are friends.
And that's the point of contention that I'm trying to speak here. How is it fair to put an animal in a box and say, you are food,
How?
therefore I'll kill you,
Okay.
based on how we judge them? They didn't choose to be in that box.
Hold on. Do you think cows and pigs and chickens could survive in the wild without human help?
Some of them could, yeah.
Like which ones?
Cows,
Just
chickens,
like
and things.
some-
Yeah. Depends on the wild. What do you mean? Like in the Netherlands, we removed almost all the predators, so they could easily survive here in the wild. Sure. That's why we have buffaloes in the Netherlands, right? How come they survived?
That's different than a pig, I feel.
What do you mean the buffalo and the cow are the same animal? How come the buffalo survived? How come they're in the wild
They are
right now?
Usually more aggressive.
How come we have ducks in the wild? Do you think there's a difference between a duck and a chicken?
Yeah,
We have
because-
geese, we have all these animals. Come on,
Yeah,
it's the same.
Geese and ducks often feed on more water animals rather than like chickens.
But it doesn't really matter, because the point of, we bring these animals into existence. We use them. The reason why there's so many of them, because we bring a lot of them into existence. We use them and then we kill them.
Right.
So what I'm proposing is that we no longer demand that, so that you no longer demand that. So why is that bad, to no longer demand it? Because you don't need to do it. Like, what's keeping you from saying, you said it's bad what we do to them, and all these reasons of, well, what happens to them, all this, it's clearly just reasons, right? Because in reality, we know that if you stop demanding it, they'll stop bringing animals into existence, 100 animals per year, and they won't longer exploit them. They won't bring them into existence to use them and exploit them. So why not just stop doing that?
Because I still like the taste of meat, and that's something I respect your choice. And
Is that a good enough justification to exploit and slaughter 100 innocent sentient beings because you like the taste of their flesh?
okay, now you're getting kind of offensive. I think if I respect your choice to be vegan, probably.
Well,
or vegetarian.
of course you respect my choice to
Yeah.
no longer exploit animals.
but-
It's an easy choice to respect. You don't choose to exploit animals. But why would I respect your choice to exploit innocent animals? I'm trying to ask you, convince me that your choice is worthy of respect, your choice of choosing to exploit innocent animals.
No, the thing is, I don't need to convince you.
Because it's not.
I don't need to convince you because I don't want to convince you.
Because it's not worthy of respect.
I'm just standing by my own point, and I'm gonna keep doing it because I just like the taste of meat.
So you're going to keep paying for animals to be exploited for your pleasure.
Sure, yes, I will keep doing it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, okay, then I'll keep doing it.
Well, I'm curious, like, why do you have this attitude now? Like, I'm just trying to
No,
speak
no,
to you
I don't have
normally,
attitude.
but you just became ultra defensive for no reason. Like, maybe you let your ego go in the way or something, but I'm trying to understand why exactly is it that makes it okay for you to exploit an innocent animal, an innocent sentient being, somebody who has emotions, who has thoughts, who has feelings, just like
Actually,
you,
it has
for
been
a product
scientific-
that you don't need.
Actually, it has been scientifically proved that they have emotions and thoughts. So
Yeah, that they have thoughts and emotions, that's what I said.
yeah, but it wasn't scientifically proved.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
every
Do you
animal.
know what the Declaration of Consciousness is?
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
I think so.
Yeah. So the Declaration of Consciousness, there's one in Cambridge, there's one in New York. They've been signed by Nobel laureates and highly acclaimed scientists who, based on empirical evidence, have significantly made the declaration that the animals are sentient, especially mammals, the birds, and I think reptiles. That they're sentient beings. That means they have experience of life. That means they have emotions. That means they have feelings. So it has been proven.
Okay. I will still continue to do it.
Yeah, but I'm curious, what exactly justifies it? What makes it moral for you to choose to do so?
The only reason for my choice is because I like
Is it moral?
I wouldn't say so.
You wouldn't say so. So you're doing something that you find wrong simply because you get pleasure from it.
I wouldn't say.
You said it's not moral, right? So it's wrong.
Not. I guess that's a fair point, but I'll keep doing it because I like the taste.
How is that justified? I'm curious.
It doesn't need to be justified.
So why continue doing the wrong thing then?
I just told you because I like the taste, and it doesn't need to be justified.
So for pleasure, you think doing the wrong thing for pleasure is okay?
That's a crazy way to say that. No.
Taste is a pleasure, isn't it?
I
And
guess.
it's wrong, and you say you're doing the wrong thing for taste pleasure. You're doing the wrong thing for pleasure.
Sure.
I'm just taking logical deductions from what it is that you're saying. You may not like them because you don't like to hear the truth or something, but that's what they are.
Okay, then this is what it is.
So how is it okay to...
It isn't. I never said I'm doing okay. I thought I'm like...
Well, then why
the
continue
fir-
doing something for your pleasure, something just bad?
Just what I said. The taste of meat. I just like it and I will keep doing it. To get my protein and other...
So would you do it for dogs?
In economical critical state, like economical state, yeah.
In a situation where you can choose something else, would you still do it if it were dogs? The same situation that you're in now.
I don't know, because I've never tasted the meat. And so
If
no.
dogs tasted 3 times better, would you
Yes.
bring the dogs into existence and kill
Probably.
them? Nice. Would you do it to humans also? If humans tasted 5 times better?
I don't like human anyways, I don't care about them.
So you would also eat humans?
That's illegal, so no.
But if it were legal, if you could not have an issue with the law, you would do it?
Yes.
So you think what Jeffrey Dahmer did was okay?
That's crazy.
He killed and ate humans.
No,
You just
no.
said it's okay to kill and
No.
eat humans, and what
That
Jeffrey
was
Dahmer
illegal.
did is crazy. Simple logical deduction, bro. That's
I
funny.
never said killing humans is okay, first of all. Second of all,
How do you eat
it was
them if not
illegal.
killing them? Do you want to eat them without killing them? That's even more fucked up.
You know, people just die and then they can sign something.
Yeah, it's pretty. I guess. Okay, let me explain.
if
It's
I
pretty
could go-
self-implied. If we farm humans, is that moral to you? No, or
If-
would you pay for humans to be farmed if the product that comes out of it would be 10 times more tasty than anything you ever ate?
If it's legal to buy in the supermarket, yes.
Okay, so then you find that what Jeffrey Dahmer did wasn't immoral; it was just illegal because he killed and ate humans. You would pay for humans to be killed and eaten if it was legal. That's what you just said. But because it's not legal, you don't do it.
Sure, yes.
Bro, that's a crazy take to take. Why even take that position?
That's just how I am, I guess. Okay, then what time is it?
5:20.
I gotta go.
Sure.
Thank you for.
I won't shake your hand. I'm sorry. This is just
Okay.
so crazy positions. I hope you do better. Have a good one. Yeah, that's what it is, everyone. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. What Jeffrey Dahmer did was okay. We would pay. Shake the hand of somebody who said it's okay to farm humans? Shake the hand of essentially. Jesus Christ, bro. You're not even a humanist? Like, I understand, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be vegan, because, it's kind of silly and ridiculous. But not even a humanist? That's insane. I think you're just biting bullets for no reason. I never get the reason why people keep biting the same old bullshit reasons.
No, I think he realized, like, I at least appreciate that he was honest and he didn't just negate the logic. He realized that he was logically inconsistent and that logically he had to bite that bullet. So instead of going back, he chose to bite all the bullets. I'm curious what other bullets would have been that if I chose to ask. Yeah. Like you've seen, I've shaken the hands of every single person today except for this person because that was just ridiculous. I mean, to some extent, we can't just accept that things like that are okay. No, like, gotta draw a fucking line. If we don't even draw the line there, where the hell do we draw the line? I like this hair and piercing, disappointing, yeah. You can always go with the rape one where it doesn't affect anybody and the victim doesn't suffer. Yeah. Probably Renee, that would have been that's what I was thinking now also, like that may have been the next bullet that he would have been biting. Okay, we're gonna be finishing up. I'm sorry, I didn't check, but can somebody tell me who was the first who commented on the last stream? I know Martin was the first to comment today on this stream, to comment in the chat on this stream. I know he was the first to also find the number on the stream, and I want to give a shout out to Martin. But I don't remember who was the first on the last stream. Well, I don't remember. I didn't look at it, sorry. I just been kind of busy. A lot of the times I only comment when I go to the gym, and in between sets I get to spend some time. And Tone was first, okay. So I want to give a shout out to Tone then. Tone, well, thank you for being first, Tone. That's awesome. And in case you're wondering what the hell is this guy talking about, he was first for what? We have this contest on our channel. The first person to comment on the stream gets a shout out, and the first person to comment in the chat gets a shout out, so that's Martin. And the first person who finds the number that I've hidden in the image also gets a shout out in the snapshot of the thumbnail of the stream gets a shout out. Second was Draculum, yeah. Also, let's not forget one thing. 6-7. Oh my god, the slop on that one. Renee. Yeah. I gotta go to the bathroom, everyone, so I'm not gonna keep a long exit as I normally do. Do you guys have any question for me? I'll be back on Friday probably. I won't be back tomorrow. I think I'm gonna take a day tomorrow to myself. Hey Chip, did I hear wrong, or was there going to be another Neon soon? Yes, Anik, there will be a Neon on Sunday. There's going to be a Vegan Future, Neon, and I'm also gonna be there to do activism. Hello. Hi. Somebody said hi, Chip, so I guess they follow me or they had a conversation with me before. This is what happens when you sit in one place at the same time. The same people will pass and they'll go be like, hi Chip. I'll be live tomorrow, Chip. Fuck yeah, David. Tomorrow the 40-year-old vegan will be live, so better join them. 40-year-old vegan David, he's a cool guy, he's a smart guy, he's a former slaughterhouse inspector, and he'll tell you stories that you'll just be horrified. Like, he knows some shit that you'll just be surprised. Where can I find a cheap animal-free diet? Michael Gonzalez. Michael Gonzalez, you see, David actually just tagged you with the Challenge 22 website. That's where you can find it. They literally, you just subscribe with your name and email, and they hook you up with a dietitian. They send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan. All of it for free. For free. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. There were some good conversations. I'll remove some of you moderators today. When I get home, I'll remove them, okay? Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I hope you got something out of it. Consider doing activism. It makes a difference, you see. Even one or two conversations make a big difference, Go pee or you wet yourself. No, I'm okay. Even one or two conversations can make a difference, and you never know how that impacts the next person, what changes that makes, and how many animals are saved. We got to think of, even if a person doesn't go vegan and they just make like a change, that could still mean 10 animals saved per year, and that's a lot. them, all of them matters, even if it's just one animal. One conversation, one time you hold a sign on the street could mean you are saving one animal per year. Let's do that, okay? Consider it. I'm just saying it's an important factor. And, you know, to all you people who are not vegan in the chat, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Subscribe and be vegan. None of this bullshit. See you in the next one, everyone, okay? Challenge 22 and the 3-minute challenge. This is the 2 websites that you need to remember. I'll see you in the next one, okay?